stuff. You don't see you at 8, I'll be there at 9, I'll be there at 10. We'll see you at 11. I mean, it's crazy. You would think that there's respect on both sides, but there really isn't, which is a bad thing. We saw yesterday Amazon CEO, he was saying, hey, you know what? You guys got to get back to work. That's still going on in a lot of places, where I think it's mandatory now that they have to be there 3 days. He wants them back more. More and more companies are going to that. I don't know, it seems like years ago to me in my mind that we were working at home. 2020, we were doing the show from my house at the pool, and that seems like such a long time ago. But yeah, it's crazy. It's still going on today, and where people are realizing, companies are realizing, hey, we got to get you back and work. And that's why when you hear all these reports that people do the same amount, I just find that hard to believe, because if it was true, then they wouldn't be breaking anybody's stones to come back. I mean, you know what I mean? They'd be like, all right, you're working at home, you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, but everybody's doing it. I mean, we're talking Amazon. Even our company sent out an email. I mean, they want them back in the office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
if they want you back and you want your job, then you go back.
That's right. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Right. But they're seeing that there is definitely less work being done, is my point. And that's why they want you back. And people can argue.
I think they're also not as worried or afraid about people suing over, like, well, I could get COVID if I go back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was one of the biggest pushes, obviously, was for people to work at home was COVID. And, of course, they didn't want to force people to come back to the office because they didn't want to get sued over that, right? You're putting people into an environment where they're around others. Now that fear is gone, bring people back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, obviously, that's what it started with
It's a
COVID.
theory. It's a thought. I don't know if it's fact. I mean, I don't. I mean, it's one of those things that is sort of an intuition. For considering what's all been going on.
Well, they're never going to say it. You know what I mean? Like you just said, they're not going to say it. But I do believe that's one of the strong points to it. Absolutely, without a doubt.
Even though it's still very much a real thing. I mean, it's not so much of a epidemic that it once was, but
no, we had one of our employees last week.
Sure.
My sister and her husband are dealing with it right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's out there. It's just that the thought process of it now is a totally different thought process than it was than when it first hit us in 2020.
Sure.
And what you say this morning, we were talking about it almost like, it's common cold or something like that, but people look at it as it's a virus that's going to be around. But I think with companies, they looked at it like, hey, we got to get some work being done. We got to do it. And I think there were some people, like every situation, that milked it. I mean, every situation that happens. Because
and like you said, I mean, it's not a blanket statement. There may be companies who are thriving with people working from home, too.
Yeah.
And they realize they don't need the overhead.
Mm-hmm.
We're good.
Yeah.
We don't need you back in the building.
That was the other balancing act, right? We saw a lot of companies downsize their buildings, so they didn't pay nearly as much rent and things like that. So they saved a lot of money that way, too. So I guess it's always that balancing act where these corporations have to figure out what's worth having them in, paying the rent, this and that. And, it's like any business. You have to, you make sure the books come out right.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all about making the money.
Mm-hmm.
You get involved with us a couple of different ways. We did talk about it. If you work at home and have to go back or heard something about it or have an opinion on this, call us. 877-927-6969. I'm sure if you work at home, you don't want to go back to work. I mean, I get that from so many people. There's a lot of advantages to working at home. Appearance, obviously, you can be casual. You don't have to, gas is ridiculous. You don't have to deal with that. You save money probably on lunch or food, whatever you're doing. But those three big things right there for the employee are a big thing. But we've heard about it. But if you're going through it and your company says, hey, I want to go back, I like the people that say, like, I'm not coming back. It's your boss. You got to go back.
Oh, yeah. Then find another job. That's what your boss says. If they want you back, then.
Yeah, with Amazon, the article I was reading, because we've been telling them for months they got to come back, and they're still fighting back. It's like, just like you said, you want your job? That's what you do. Jimmy, I know you had something about Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis. Well, speaking of making some money, check this out. Somebody made some money on this. So either somebody has some burning love for Elvis's gun collection because one of his revolvers just sold at an auction for almost $200,000. Was that too much? Or does someone just have fever?
Oh, boy.
I guess maybe it was now or never to buy it. Okay, enough puns. The late singer Smith & Wesson Model 53 double-action revolver was up for sale through Rock Island's auction company, and the winning bid came in at $199,750. Elvis received the gun as a gift in November of 1976, just 9 months before he passed away. and it's loaded with custom features marking a bicentennial. So the revolver is a customized 5-pointed stars and a bald eagle holding a Betsy Ross American flag plus a Liberty Bell, and it has 1776 to 1976 inscribed in gold near the muzzle of it.
Okay.
So it was expected to fetch around $60,000, but a bidding war broke out, and the King of Rock and Roll reportedly owned about 38 firearms. If you go to realradio921.com under the Penthouse blog, I posted a video of the auction, and it's got some of the things, and you can see what it looked like.
Cool.
I mean, it is a gorgeous looking firearm. So in a way, I'm not surprised. But you know, when you hear that they're looking to get $60,000 for it, and it ends up going up to almost $200,000, and the bidding war started on it. So
once a bidding war starts in anything,
yeah.
I mean, the guy probably had suspicious minds when he was doing it.
Probably,
I mean,
yeah.
was like,
was he wearing blue suede shoes?
Yes, he was. Ferragamos. He had him on as he was walking out. I'm not surprised with Elvis.
Oh, it's a gorgeous gun. Go to realradio921.com under the Penthouse blog.
And it's Elvis.
look it up.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either.
Yeah, I mean,
if anything, if you were telling me, I'd be like, I'll take the over on that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, anything with him. I mean, he's one of those iconic figures that as time goes on, you know what, his image, thought, everybody still knows who he is. You know, where there's a lot of people, there's very few people you remember, like, you know, from the 60s or 70s. But he's somebody that you'll always remember.
One-of-a-kind firearm.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, one just for him, you know, just the Kings. So, yeah, in a way, it doesn't surprise me. I guess maybe, if anything, it's a little surprising they only thought they'd get 60. I don't know. Is that maybe
yeah. I
maybe
thought
a thought?
When you said to me 60, I mean, Trump's campaign thing's bringing in $9 million for a mugshot. So I'm just like, you know, Elvis's gun that he used. And he was always known also to be shooting out TVs. Used to shoot TVs a lot.
That was
Robert Goulet.
Wasn't that in one of the movies?
Yes. Yeah. When Robert Goulet would be on TV, he would take out his gun and shoot the TV.
Right.
And then somebody would come out of the back and bring a new TV. And, but, yeah, I would think more, too. Like, if you said to me, what would it be? I would definitely say $500,000 for him. You know, like you said, special and all that stuff that's there.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
Absolute gorgeous gun. Even if it wasn't one of Elvis's, I'd like to own that firearm.
They have a letter going up for auction, too. They said that George Washington wrote.
I saw that.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be going. They think that's going to.
Millions.
Millions. Yeah.
Wow.
I think, just before he got into office.
Oh, man. I know that's obviously something that's privately owned and can go up for auction, but shouldn't we put that in the Smithsonian somewhere?
Yeah, you would think.
Actually, it's a letter from George Washington.
Yeah, I guess whoever's doing
it. Yeah, but somebody has it in their hands. They're like, I don't want to give it away.
Well,
make some money off of this thing.
I guess I can't blame them for wanting to do that, and I'd probably do the same thing. So don't get me wrong. I have no morals here anymore than anybody else. But, boy, I tell you what, I'd like to see that in a museum someday.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
I mean, I'm sure they probably have in the Smithsonian some letters from him. There's probably, you know, I'm not the only one, but yes, it is a presidential letter. They're saying $1 million. I guess we'll see. But it was written by Washington. Of course, he has his letter. It's signed March 1789 at his Mount Vernon estate, just a few weeks before he took the oath of office to become the first president.
Wow.
And at the bottom, he was playing tic-tac-toe with somebody.
Him and Tommy J.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson.
Him and Tommy J.
They're playing tic-tac. It's not finished. It was one more circle. He had him, and he wrote inside, I had him. This is me and Thomas Jefferson playing tic-tac-toe.
If you want this and you got $1 million or more, the auction is starting live today and ends on September 22nd. And it's gotta have rock and roll. So it's a rock and roll auction house that's selling this. But that's who is doing that if you are interested in having one of George Washington's letters.
It is the Penthouse. We'll be back with This Day in History and a trifecta. We'll be back.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
My parents told me years later that I was supposed to have like leg braces.
Really? Like Forrest Gump?
Yeah, like Forrest Gump.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
Oh, man, that is great.
You'll be there.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Having the time of your life is more rewarding than ever when you visit any MGM Rewards destination nationwide. Dine, stay, play, and earn on all of it. Details at MGMRewards.com. Subject to earning and redemption limitations applicable to certain purchases and in certain states.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Crash we had on the northbound side of 95 near Blue Heron Boulevard has cleared away. That's a good thing. It was blocking some lanes and causing some big backups. She should be back up to speed in that area now. Keep in mind, Clematis Street remains shut down. This is until the end of September for construction between Dixie and Olive. I'm Joel Now.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
This week on Red Pilled America, we're going to take a deep dive into the topic of human sex trafficking. This just so happens to be the perfect vehicle into analyzing the current state of conservative media. Listen to Red Pilled America anywhere you get podcasts. That's Red Pilled America.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet. When dining out or shopping at the grocery store, ask for sustainable seafood. By choosing sustainable seafood, you can help reduce overfishing, bycatch, loss of top predators, illegal fishing, and other harmful environmental impacts. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Every business deserves a great deal. That's why, for a limited time, we're launching the Mobile Made Free event. With Comcast Business Internet, new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free. Yep, you heard that right. An entire year, free. It's our best internet, powered by the next generation 10G network and with 99.9% reliability. Plus 1 line of free mobile for a year. The Mobile Made Free event is happening now.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, for a limited time only, ask how new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free during the Mobile Made Free event. Call or go online today to learn more. Ends 9/21/2023. Eco bill and auto pay required. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Mobile offer requires 100 megabits per second internet and new unlimited intro-mobile service. Other restrictions apply.
Florida Talk Real Estate is your one-stop real estate shop. Whether you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, you're stuck with a home and you don't know what to do, look no further than FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Listen every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. until 11, right here on Real Radio 92.1.
Aren't you tired of people getting your information and then selling it? Like KBB and these deals that sell all your information to everybody and have 20 people calling you and bugging you? If Give Me the VIN, we don't do that. We want to buy your car. We want to buy it for the right price. We want to be fast, efficient, especially in the summer heat. We don't want to waste your time. Get in, get out, get you paid. Make you happy. Go put a review up. So we love these guys. GiveMeTheVIN.com. There's a reason that they call us America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S. Over 15 million this year alone. And many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss, even when you monitor your credit. If your identity is stolen, your dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep, and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number.
Don't miss our Labor Day special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day.
Hey, it's the Greek, and college football is back. The last thing you want is your AC to break down when you're watching your favorite team. Your AC needs to be ready to perform all 4 quarters like your football team. Call 855-4FL-HVAC. Call 855-4FL-HVAC today, or go to their website, filterbyhvacsolutions.com, to read reviews of their customers and see how happy they were. Filter by HVAC has a 24-hour emergency service for their customers. Enjoy college football season this year in the comfort of your home with your AC working. Your team stresses you out. You don't need your AC to stress you out. Also, AC tune-ups available, $49 for listeners. Call them today, 855-4FL-HVAC.
That's 855-4FL-HVAC. Peace.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom blinds, shades, and shutters at prices less than big box retailers with free shipping and free samples. And right now, save 50% off any order during our Labor Day sale. Blindster.com.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies will remain partly cloudy as we move through our Wednesday. It's going to be windy, winds out of the south up to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40. We do have a wind advisory in effect. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms could also move through with some of the outer rain bands of Idalia coming in. We'll continue to see the chance of a few scattered showers and storms again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by the Tudor Dixon Podcast.
On the next edition of the Tudor Dixon Podcast, President Trump joins me to discuss his most recent indictment and how it's impacted not only him, but his family and the race for the White House in 2024. The Tudor Dixon Podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
iHeart Podcast Update this week on your free iHeartRadio app. Verdict with Ted Cruz. Join Senator Ted Cruz and co-host Ben Ferguson as they break down the most important news stories of the day and reveal what they mean for you. More to it with Marcellus Wiley, a show featuring conversations with athletes, entertainers, and people with surprising stories that prove there's more to everyone's reality than meets the eye. Extraordinary members. Hear these podcasts and more on your free iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeartRadio station. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in The Penthouse on a Wednesday. Rapids giveaway today at 11:45. Don't forget about that. And also WWGD later in the show. I give out directions and oil changes. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on?
And it's time for This Day in History and a Trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
U.S. Open is going on. Last night, Venus Williams played. She's 43 years old. She did lose in the first round, but it was still good to see her out there. And the fans were very, very cool with her. And, you know, again, she's had so much great success there. But the U.S. Open is going on, and we will continue to watch it. That'll be going on until September 10th. Break up the Yankees, Jimmy. They won 2 in a row.
Holy crap.
What? Who would ever?
Finally, that money they paid Judge is paying off.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Is he out?
No, he's playing.
He must be playing. It's the only time they win.
But to say, like, the Yankees won 2 in a row is a big thing. It's amazing. Like, wow.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah, it is a little sad. When you're like, oh, they won 2 in a row. You're like, wow.
How many hundreds of millions of dollars did they spend a year?
Oh, forget it. Over, I don't know, 190, 200 million.
Yeah.
They just cut Donaldson yesterday, but they did win, so hats off to them. Marlins on the bad side of the Tampa Bay. And Messi's playing tonight in Fort Lauderdale. Get your tickets now, and he's going to be playing. They're playing Nashville. They are home. I'm sure it's going to be sold out again for Messi and his team as they try to continue the winning streak. Jimmy, do you think they still win again tonight?
Yeah, got it, right?
Yeah.
Gotta ride the streak.
Ride the streak. We'll see. Every time I'm out, I see more and more pink jerseys number 10, which is amazing. And that is your first trifecta of the day. And now over to Jimmy for This Day in History.
On this day in history.
Well, don't blink because this is a short list today. So here we go. We're going to start 118 years ago today, 1905. Well, we'll go right to sports. Ty Cobb made his major league debut with the Detroit Tigers. 60 years ago today, 1963, the hotline communications link between Washington, D.C. and Moscow went into effect. 56 years ago today, 1967, the Senate confirmed Thurgood Marshall to the Supreme Court. 30 years ago today, in 1993, 23 million homes tuned in to watch the debut of The Late Show with David Letterman.
How many people? 23 million?
23 million, yep. Oof. This was when he went to CBS.
Okay.
Billy Joel was Dave's first musical guest.
Oh, nice trivia.
27 years ago today, in 1996, Billy Bob Thornton's brilliant movie Sling Blade premiered on Colorado's Telluride Film Festival. The movie went on to earn Billy Bob an Oscar for Best Screenplay. And finally, 2 years ago today, in 2021, the final United States troops were withdrawn from Afghanistan. And that's what happened on this day, August 30th, in our history.
Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate it. We do it every time on our show, the day that we are actually in. One of the things with airplanes is people complain about a lot are kids, and the noise and stuff like that.
The kicking behind the seat. I love kids. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of kids that are very pleasant, but I have been on a flight where a kid kicked my seat for a majority of my 3 hours on the airplane.
Yep. How old was he?
And I don't know his age. I would guess under 8 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
By himself or with parents?
No, he had parents. His parents just didn't do it, and that's the parents. That's the parents'
Sure,
fault.
sure, of course.
Do something about it.
Did you?
And the parents would, but then the parents would fall asleep. Like that's the thing. Like they would, and it wasn't even like they were like, all right, so and so, cut it out. It wasn't even like,
okay.
yeah. I need a little bit more sternness about this.
Stop, little Johnny.
Yeah.
Did you,
And then little Johnny's parents fell asleep, and then little Johnny did not fall asleep, and little Johnny continued to kick my chair.
Did you hand little Johnny's parents a box of condoms when you got off? Say, here.
Too late.
Try this.
It's too late, Jimmy.
Try this. One's bad enough.
Wow.
Have you seen the latest video? I saw it over the weekend, and it's been making its rounds. But this kid was on the flight solo. So I think, I don't know the details of Find Sea Family, but they'll go, and the flight attendants or people who work at the airport will escort the kids. I know you used to do it, G-Man, when you were a child.
Yeah, got to hire somebody for that.
Yeah, so this kid is solo because people are like, where are her parents? But they put her on a damn flight, and it's an evening flight with a unicorn onesie that lights up and glows in the dark.
Wow.
You haven't seen this?
No, but I want one.
It's all over social. So there's somebody filming her, and it's super dark in the plane, and all of a sudden, it looks like she's at a rave. Just strobe lights and blinking and glowing unicorn, and she's sitting up over her seat, and all you see is this little girl with her unicorn head, and she is just glowing and strobing.
Oh wow!
Oh my God! People are like, oh my! I don't know how long the flight was, but her parents who put her in that outfit, shame on you.
I mean, what they do is it doesn't cost you any extra. You tell the airlines, and they have somebody wait for them. They just put them on a plane.
Oh, you gotta pay for that.
No, you don't.
Last I knew, you did.
Oh, you do?
Anybody,
I've never
kids
heard that.
under a certain age? We used to have to pay for when we had Katie.
To get escorted?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I've never.
Yeah, because they
heard of that.
supervised the child and everything.
Oh, I don't. I remember but it was going back when I was a kid. You just paid for the ticket, but at different times. So I don't know. Maybe you're right. They charge you for a bottle of water now, so I guess anything's possible.
Yeah. But yes, if you're asking the question, will I pay $75
extra
to sit in an adult-only section? Possibly. If it's a long flight.
And that's how much you want to charge?
This one, it's a European, airline. So this is not everywhere. It's one that's going to try it out, and I wonder if more people will do it. But yeah, it's $75 extra.
That's a lot per way. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, round trip. Yeah, that's a lot. It's $150. Woo. It's a lot of money to pay.
But it could be worth it to some people. I mean, a lot of people are already paying for upgrades, luggage, checked in bags, even carry-on sometimes.
The only thing with that is that if obviously you could still hear kids, and like if they're crying or acting up, because unless you're way in front.
Well, that was going to be my question. What size aircraft are we talking here? Because if it's a 737, more than likely you're not going to get away from the noise.
That's what I was thinking. I mean,
now if you're 767, 777, and you can have that be on a different deck, or something, different story, it's worth it. I can see that.
Yeah, $75 round trip. That's a lot. But yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, so they're testing it out, and they're doing the passengers. As I mentioned, it's European Airlines. It's called Turkish Dutch Airlines, and they're testing this only adult zones on flights, certain flights right now between Amsterdam and Curaçao. And this is going to start in November. So it's just kind of a test run, see how it works. And this is going to be, the area is going to be located at the front of the Airbus. It is an A350-900 aircraft. And it consists of 9 XL seats with additional legroom and 93 standard seats. So they're going to put them right in the front area, which kind of sounds like where first class or business class would be, right?
Yeah.
They said there's going to be walls and curtains separating the only adult zone from the rest of the plane, making it ideal for travelers without children and business travelers who want to work in a quiet environment.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's basically like you're sitting in first class.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
Yeah.
That's a big aircraft, yeah.
But I think for people, like, if they have money, they're going to be like, okay, it's not a big deal. For the
Here we go. So I did read in another article, $75, because we talked about this, Jason and I, on the Gator. But on this article from USA Today, it is showing that the sitting away from kids will cost you a little extra for one-way ticket. The zone will cost you, say, 45 euros, or here we go, or just under $49, so not as bad. And then if you want one of those XL seats in that area, it'll be an extra $108. So you could be in that section for $49.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah. But if you want a nice plush seat, an XL seat, then you get $108. You're in the adult zone.
I don't know. Let us know, people.
$50, I'd do it.
Yeah, $50 each way. You would do it. Yeah.
And the thing about it too is it's one of those balancing acts for me because again, I'm like Fran. I love children, and for the most part, they don't bother me even when they're making some noise. But the shame of it is. The pressure hurts their ears, so they cry. If we talk about infants, right? And even younger kids under 5 and whatnot, they can't help it.
Yeah,
they can't help it. They're not doing it on purpose, obviously. So you got, man. I've always had that little tug of war with myself on them.
And I get it because I do. Yes, it is. It is not a nice sound. It's not. But like you said, they can't help it. I feel bad for the parents sometimes that they can't. I mean, I've seen my friends who have children travel with 2 or 3 kids under the age of 3 or 4, and they say it is so hard.
Yeah, you get dirty
looks. It is one of the worst things to do.
Yeah,
but sometimes you have to.
And I'm not talking about like the child that was kicking your seat. That's behavior that the parents should be able to curtail, or running up and down the aisle. So you don't let your kids do that. And I'm not talking about that. It's the screaming.
Yeah.
I
totally understand.
From the pain with your ears. Now, if they're screaming because they're being rambunctious, then that's, again, the parents maybe can try to help as best they can to curtail that.
I mean, I was on a couple of flights with kids, and I did feel bad for the parents because you feel like everybody's looking at them. They're trying to do everything they can to make the kid calm down, and they can't.
It's not a lot different than when you see them in the store. The only difference is in the store, you got someplace to go. I mean, if you really want to, you can, unfortunately, you'd have to leave and take the child with you, and can't really do that on a plane.
No.
So,
and then, like I said, we all said it. The parents, you got to feel bad because you feel like everybody's looking at you, and you're like, oh, God, can you just be quiet? Just be quiet. But it's... it's one of the things about traveling. You got to deal with it. But if you would pay more for a ticket, would you do it? Call us, 877-927-6969. I'm sure if you had any kind of situation ever on a plane with a child that bothers you, you'd be like, hey, it's worth it, just like everything else. Get insurance on your tires or your rims. You say no when you buy the car. Then when your rims blows out, you're like, oh, my God, I should have got the insurance.
It's the same thing. It's virtually the same thing.
He's so good at comparing things. He really is.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Thank you.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
If you didn't understand, now you definitely do not.
I'm just saying.
Child crying, broken rim. Virtually identical.
It's about the same thing. The rim's more expensive, obviously. I'm just saying, when they're selling you the car.
I don't know about that.
Well, the insurance, I'm saying, is a little bit more expensive than the average thing. 877-927-6969. You can bring an analogy to the table, too, people.
Sure, yeah. It'd be like Greek, and it's identical.
That extra insurance isn't worth it paying a lot of times. A lot of times it is worth it, and a lot of times it's not. It seems like when you get the insurance, it's Murphy's Law, you're not going to need it. And when you don't get it, it craps out. You're like, oh, man, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're on flights where the adults are just as obnoxious. So you might get on the adult part, and you're, I mean, not for nothing. I'm flying with about 20 people on the same flight, and I have a feeling on Friday, some people may be like, get us away from them.
Yeah, when people are drinking on flights, it's tough. I mean, we've all been there. I know I have been a couple of times, and it's not It's not cool. I mean, again, but they're just having a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. And they're not thinking that.
They're saving grace as it's a 9 o'clock flight, at least for some of us.
9 o'clock in the morning?
That won't mean anything. With your crew?
You're so right. I'm just trying to make us not sound that bad.
Are they going to, like, you guys book out the whole plane?
9 a.m., no problem. Fire up that rum.
Yeah.
If you're on a JetBlue flight, 9 o'clock leaving out Fort Lauderdale to Costa Rica, I apologize.
Two words, Bloody Mary.
Let you know early in advance. If you're getting on this flight, you're going to have some problems.
Nice.
My bad.
Just start handing out cards. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's tough anytime you're on a plane with people who are a little bit rowdy. And we see so much stuff today with passengers and people flipping out and everything like that. That adds to it when you're flying. And anxiety that most people do have when they fly. They won't say it, but everybody has a little bit of, whatever, especially when you're taking off and landing. So if you're out there, try to be respectful to your fellow customers out there because they're paying out their ass just like you.
So you had mentioned, and I just want to bring this up before we get too far off it. We've been talking a while about Elvis and the gun. And
right.
$200,000 went for auction, right?
For an auction, yeah.
Yeah, so I saw something pretty cool. And have you guys ever bought anything at auction? I know I haven't.
Just something local, like a town, like we would auction off things as a fundraiser.
Yeah,
or
and
maybe a state fair or something like that. I've done things like that.
I did one time years ago for Jersey.
You purchased something?
Yeah, but it was, just it wasn't a ton of people. It was a framed jersey that I bought, and I put up my bid. This guy came up against me once, and then I went higher, and it ended.
Got it. Yeah. So I volunteered. I've worked a lot of auctions that are for nonprofit charities, but I've never purchased anything.
Okay.
Per se, but there's but I know because there's different, right? You have the silent auction and stuff like that. I put my name down on the list and tried, but I've always got outbid. But I thought this was kind of cool. There's some unusual items that they revealed that were sold at auction, and so that's why I was asking because I was curious if you had anything that was unusual, maybe that you would purchase. But there is an hourglass from the Wizard of Oz that went for auction in December of last year. And this is from the original 1939 film. God, doesn't that sound so old?
It does.
When
Weird.
you say it out loud.
Coming up to 100 years.
Wow.
Pretty soon.
But yeah, this hourglass famously featured in the film when the Wicked Witch of the West tells Dorothy, she's like, you see that? That's how much longer you've got to be alive. And it went for auction for $495,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
Talk about a one of a kind item, though.
It's cool. You have it on your desk, and one of your friends comes over and goes, let me see. Oh, my God.
Yeah, you put that in a case, right? Keep that from happening.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I don't think that's that bad for that.
It's like, I mean, it's a lot of money
Again,
still.
you have to have the money.
Yes.
You know what cracks?
And be a fan, like most people. This one I thought was interesting. It is a Mark Zuckerberg baseball card.
Yeah.
But he is 8 years old. He's an 8-year-old Mark
all right.
Zuckerberg and his autograph at the time. So it's a little kiddo autograph.
Keep it.
I love it.
So the card was sold. Somebody purchased that card for $105,000.
Jesus. Damn.
I know.
That's wild.
When you go to sports memorabilia places or auction things, they have them at cigar events too. They have all this memorabilia stuff, right? And this is something I always look at. It's funny. And it was at Francis's event too when she danced at the Kravitz Center. And they'll have, like, say, a picture of Sopranos, right? And it says minimum bid. You'll see, like, say $200,
right?
And people will always write under it a lower amount, and I'm always cracking up.
Like,
I'm
read.
Yeah, like $75, and I'm like, it says minimum $100. And even I went to a cigar event. It was the same thing. They had a whole bunch of Michael Jordan stuff, and it said minimum $1,000. Right. It was a ball or so. I don't remember what it was, but there was like 4 or 5 people. $500, $450.
Are you surprised, G-Man, that people don't pay attention?
No, it was just like. But
is that what it was? Was just people not paying attention?
Well, they can't because it says it really big. Minimum bid, $1,000. And then, you know, if you want to put it, you put your name
But
down.
I do feel like people don't pay attention. I feel like they don't read and they just want it. And so they just see the blank space and they put it in there.
Probably, yeah, you're probably right.
Because if you understood the way that works, you would know that bid, you're not getting anything.
I mean, even I understand it. I mean, come on.
All right, so I have a few more here. We're going to play a guessing game here.
Oh, okay.
Buzz Aldrin's Apollo 11 moon jacket. How much do you think that went for?
A lot.
and say $400,000.
I'm going to go higher than that. I'm going to say $712,042.
You guys both are way under $2.8 million.
Well,
July 2022.
But if we bought it for what we said, it would have been a good deal.
Yes.
So we could have sold it.
Yes. So with the success of Barbie, this rare dolls are having their moment, and one was sold on eBay, and they call it the Pink Diamond Barbie. And the amount, which is great though, the proceeds went to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation.
Oh, I'm going to say at least $2 million then.
All right, I'm going to say $1 million.
And you guys overshot that one.
Really?
$302,500. $302. Yep.
Well, it was for research.
Yeah, for the charity.
Yeah.
I figured that would have generated a ton of money for that.
Well, tell them they got screwed. They should have got more money.
Back in 2000.
Freaking moon landing jacket goes for a couple million.
I know, right? Back in 2003. So this is the prime time era for this specific actress. This is when she is still A plus actress, or A star, actress, but she is not as much in the spotlight. And this is Sharon Stone. 2003, A Kiss from Sharon Stone went up for auction.
Wow. I don't know, 50 grand?
Yeah, maybe
on the lips.
I'll go as high as 100.
On the lips or just a kiss?
Yep, G-Man, you were on point. $50,000.
I don't know if I paid that for that.
And it was actually female, Joni Remy, or Remy, for 45 seconds is what it was for a charity initiative in 2003. Paid $50,000.
Well, she's got a ton of money. Obviously.
Yep.
Tongue or no?
From the picture, it's pretty passionate in the picture.
Okay, just ask.
I mean,
I got a lips joke I'm going to let go.
45. I got a rim joke I was trying to let go. That was her last name.
Please.
Too.
Oh, please don't. Please don't hold back.
I mean, for $50,000, I better get more than a kiss.
You got an audience for that joke. Come on.
Oh, you definitely do. You definitely do. $50,000? Make it up.
So, yeah, they said...
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. 45 seconds with Sharon Stone. I bet a lot of people would do that. Lock lips. Especially Basic Instinct days.
Oh, wow. $50,000, man. That's a lot of money. But if you got it, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, maybe you spend the weekend. Just throw it out there.
Wow. I went from 45 seconds to a weekend.
A whole weekend.
Well, after 2-3 days, I get a little bored. So probably Sunday morning, I let her go.
2-3 days?
Yeah.
2-3 hours?
You're right. That's one of my problems. Sunday morning, I'd be like, you know what? Why don't you get a conditioner?
Get out of here.
Don't worry. I wouldn't say get out of here. I'd just be like, it was real.
All
It was
right, here
nice.
you go.
But it wasn't real nice.
Grab an Uber. They don't exist yet. Damn it.
$50,000. Wow, that's amazing.
Again, was that for charity? I'm sorry.
That was for charity.
It was, okay. Well, and again, that's a lot. That's why a lot of times, I don't get surprised by these numbers when there's a charity involved with it. You know,
because again, you're dealing with people with super big money.
Sure.
Even around here in Palm Beach, when they have big events, people do stuff, and it's a write-off for them and different things like that. But $50,000 isn't a lot for a kiss. And she went 45 seconds. That's not bad. I mean, I guess, I don't know. She should have won 5 more seconds and gave her a second and for $1,000.
What that dress she had on in that movie Basic Instinct go for?
Oh,
I'm sure that's been auctioned off. Matter of fact, I think we've talked about that.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's vaguely familiar.
I'm sure it was a lot. It is the Penthouse. We're going to come back with some Florida stories. Franny, what is in the blender?
Well, I got some good and some crazy, as you're used to. There is a guy who is in custody after threatening people and officers. I'll let you know what was up with that guy. Then we have somebody that just needed to pay their rent and they did something illegal. When you hear stuff like that, it kind of makes me feel bad, but you should not go
I heard
do
the
something.
story. It's sad.
Yeah. And then we talked about Bob Barker donating to 40 charities, right? A bulk of his estate.
Yeah.
One of them is going to a charity that we have a connection to on Real Radio, specifically the Love Doctors.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So I'll tell you that. And if you want to eat in the sky here in South Florida, I'll let you know how you can get that done. I'll give you all the details when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
Be like the smart kids, like the summa cum laude of your workplace. What? Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio.
180! What's up?
Football is back. Real Radio 92.1 is your official FM home for Florida Gators football.
This is Gators head football coach Billy Napier. Join Sean Kelly and the rest of the broadcast team as they bring you Gator football all season long.
The season starts this Thursday, August 31st against Utah. Kickoff at 8 p.m.
15, 10, to the house, touchdown, Gators!
Don't miss a snap. Listen on air or stream Real Radio 92.1 on our free iHeartRadio app. Florida Gators football on Real Radio is presented by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Looking pretty good as far as 95 is concerned throughout Palm Beach County. You have a 15-minute ride southern to PGA. We have no accidents anywhere between Boca and Jupiter. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Want to save on new blinds? Blindster.com offers custom blinds, shades, and shutters at prices less than big box retailers. Order 10 free samples of any product and we'll ship them to you for free. And right now, save 50% off any order during our Labor Day sale. Blindster.com.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep, and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number.
Don't miss our Labor Day special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, and the summer series continues this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, and Monroe's of Palm Beach Summer Series has got another hot DJ in the house. September 3rd, join DJ Joe Maz, pumping the energy into Monroe's with the beautiful ladies and a 5-star menu. It's Labor Day weekend. There's only one place to end the summer on a good note, and that's Monroe's of Palm Beach. Beautiful ladies surrounding you and some college football. Make sure you stop by Monroe's this weekend. Peace.
Football is back. Come on out as we return to Earl's Hideaway tomorrow for our first Real Radio Coors Light watch party of the season as Florida takes on Utah. Great food and drink specials, including Coors Light drafts for $3 on Saturdays during college football season. Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Florida game in Gainesville. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. Earl's Hideaway, 1045 Indian River Drive in Sebastian. See you there.
Ron had a tax problem he just couldn't handle on his own.
I owed the IRS taxes for over 5 years, but I didn't have any money to pay the taxes.
Those years cost him dearly.
Most of it was fees and interest. It was horrible.
Ron finally called in the pros.
I called Optima Tax Relief, and boy, am I happy I did.
The leading tax resolution firm, Optima, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Ron was overjoyed.
They settled my account with IRS. I was ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are. I am so happy.
Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for a free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I did and wait. Call Optima Tax Relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic like me.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep, and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number.
Don't miss our Labor Day special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day.
The iHeartRadio All Access free preview is coming. Listen to any song on demand, unlimited skips, even download your faves and listen offline. Experience true freedom. The iHeartRadio All Access free preview starts Monday. Download the free iHeartRadio app now. Free never sounded so good.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, September 22nd and 23rd.
The most unforgettable weekend of music on the planet.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies will remain partly cloudy as we move through our Wednesday. It's going to be windy, winds out of the south up to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40. We do have a wind advisory in effect. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms could also move through with some of the outer rain bands of Idalia coming in. We'll continue to see the chance of a few scattered showers and storms again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz Podcast.
I'm Ben Ferguson.
And I'm Ted Cruz. Ukrainian prosecutor accuses Joe Biden of taking bribes.
Special counsel lawyer in bed with the Biden White House.
And DOJ gives a get-out-of-jail-free pass for China corruption.
So download Verdict with Ted Cruz now wherever you get your podcasts.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Let's go to Kenny in California. He's got a little bit of a dump. Kenny, hi, you're on Lex and Terry.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good, man.
I'm a truck driver. I got a dump on truck drivers. They say we don't have enough. We don't have enough real truck drivers. We got too many of these steering wheel, tenderfoot, flip-flop wearing bastards that take their 30 minutes in a fuel aisle, cut people off, don't use their turn signals, put their foot up on the dash, texting and driving. They can't drive. They shouldn't be on the road. And as for the four-wheelers that don't respect the truck drivers, sorry, but you guys got the worst drivers that I've seen. Always cutting us off, slamming on the brakes. Y'all need to wake up. We cannot stop on a dime. You will get a grill up in that trunk of yours going through the engine. Do not do that. It pisses me off. All right. I love you guys, man. You guys
back at you, Kenny. Be safe, man. I hope you feel better.
1017 Real Talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast, an iHeart radio station. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Wednesday afternoon. Don't forget, in this hour, your chance to win tickets to Rapids. You and a couple people that you consider friends or foes can have a great time at Rapids and enjoy yourself. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what's up?
And now it's time for some Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida?
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Yeah, this one, like I said, you can't do anything illegal, but it does break my heart a bit. An elderly man was arrested by the FBI. And the reason why Michael Terry Nugent jumped in line at a Bank of America in Hollywood, Florida. It was like 2:40 in the afternoon. He sat and waited while three tellers working were helping two other customers. He then walked up to one of the tellers and slid a brown plastic shopping bag under that protective glass divider, telling her, "I got a gun. Put all the money in the bag." The teller didn't reply to Nugent's demands, forcing him to, can you repeat your statement again? He said, "I'm not playing around. I have a gun. Put the money in the bag." The teller, who was facing him, claimed she never saw a gun, but locked her cash drawer anyway, prompting the two other tellers next to her to do the same, with one of them also activating the emergency alarm because they saw the situation that was happening. Well, he was wearing a yellow polo shirt. They said with sailboats and birds on it. Sounds very nice.
Very
Blue
calm.
jeans, white shoes, sunglasses. Since his plan was foiled, grabbed the bag and ended up running out of the building via the emergency exit. And this guy is not even like I said, that's just all he's wearing. He doesn't have a mask on, nothing. He's wearing some shades. That's about it. It didn't take very long for his face to hit the news. As they said, would-be bank robber. And he was, they said, that hit the news as someone saw the would-be bank robber at a halfway house that he was staying at, still wearing the same exact outfits. They called Hollandale police, gave him his address. When they talked to him, he admitted to the police that, yes, he did attempt to do that. And he also showed police, I love it, this is the shirt I was wearing, the sunglasses, and my white shoes. So he's showing them everything because this is what they saw in the security footage. So he goes to their closet. He's like, yep. And then he told law enforcement that not only because on the picture, he's got a Band-Aid on his face, and he said that he's dealing with skin cancer. And they said it was pretty heartbreaking. He told cops that his motive behind it is that he was in desperate need of rent money.
Yeah.
They said it was the last chance for him to obtain $650 before he would become homeless.
That's terrible. Sad all the way around.
Yeah.
But he's still going to jail.
Knowingly by means of intimidation, attempting to take from the person in presence of an employee of a federally insured bank, United States currency belonging to and the care of custody, control, management, and possession of Hollywood, Florida Bank of America is what the complaint was filed on Sunday. So, unfortunately, he is in federal custody, but he committed a crime, so it is going to happen. As you like, it does. It just kind of, if this is in fact the truth, does.
Yeah,
it
you're
pulls
right.
out your heartstrings. It really does. But you cannot commit a crime. You cannot rob a bank in order to get the funds.
I saw the story, and I
to
thought
pay your rent.
No amount matters, but when you hear something like $650, you're going to go to jail, and it's just sad. You would think he maybe has no family or friend, whatever.
It happens way too often.
Yeah,
People get very, very desperate, especially if you're at that point.
Yeah.
That is desperation when you're about to be homeless, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you have nothing left. You'll do anything just to okay, let me do it. But to walk in there and no disguise, just walk in, hey,
And like I said, he was very cooperative. He even showed the cops, this is my closet. Yeah, that's the shirt. That's the pants. That's that. They're like, why is a Band-Aid on your face? I mean, he was.
He said he had cancer too, right?
That's what he said, because he had a Band-Aid on his face. And they asked him about the Band-Aid, and he said he was dealing with skin cancer.
Sick.
So, yeah,
So
very
he's sick as well.
Yep. And then Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Deputy, sorry to to bring down the show.
No,
Santa Rosa County. I know. Don't worry. I'll bring it back up. So the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's deputies arrested a man Sunday morning.
Better you than me.
Don't get too excited.
11:09.
After he threatened them. Oh, no. He said, she said. After he threatened them and civilians with a crowbar. The guy, his name is Anthony Moreno, and he is schizophrenic. He's medically schizophrenic diagnosed, but he hasn't taken his medication in 10 years, according to the sheriff's office.
Mingala.
Yes. So they responded to the scene. This happened on Highway 87 in front of a Best Western hotel. Somebody called 911. They're like, there's a suspicious guy here.
I love those hotels.
I know, it's your favorite.
It's where people stay to sleep.
So not only his mugshot.
It's like Breakers.
Just like it. See, you're good like Gia comparing things.
Yeah.
Just like it.
Actually, Breakers owns it. They don't like to tell people.
So his mugshot is even more interesting because they're showing what he's wearing, but he's got white paint on his face, on his body, and all over his hair. It's all just covered. And at one point when they said there's a suspicious guy running around the Best Western. He's covered in white paint and he's got a crowbar at him. And then one person's like, yeah, he acted like he was going to throw the crowbar at my vehicle. He was trespassing the day before at the Best Western, so they were familiar with him because they called the cops on him.
Same outfit?
And white paint in his area.
Same paint? Yeah,
Same
I was going
paint.
to say, same crowbar.
Yep, so deputies arrived. Moreno threatened all three of the deputies with his crowbar. They tried to reason with him, looking to exchange food and drink in exchange for the crowbar. They were like, look, we got some sodas in here and snacks. Just give us that crowbar. He told deputies that he was wearing white paint because he is the Joker.
Oh, now it makes sense.
More deputies.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
The Joker.
The Joker. Yeah, more deputies did have to show up to block traffic because they said it was a scene. He eventually did surrender and is now at the Santa Rosa County Jail.
This is no joke.
And then it is not a joke. And then Bob Barker, R.I.P. And he even after life is doing some really good things.
Which is nice.
We mentioned yesterday, donating to 40 charities. And one of them happens to be a sizable donation, $260,000 to save the chimps.
Ah, nice.
Yes.
How much?
$260,000.
That's good.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very generous.
And this is, if you're not familiar with it, is a 150-acre chimpanzee sanctuary in Fort Pierce. I said before that, he's given money to this charity, $10,098, $250,000 in 2012. And then they said after to his 2012 donation, where he did the $250, they dedicated the road around the sanctuary as Bob Barker Boulevard.
Oh, that is
If
nice.
you were not aware of that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I always
yeah.
want to get a street named after me. I think it's nice.
Maybe if you donate $250,000.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it's worth.
All right.
I'm thinking maybe like
Screw helping people and animals.
People should do it. Just do it
Yeah.
anyway, right?
Greek Street.
Exactly.
Sounds good.
All right. And then finally,
It's a dead
here-
end. That's
I
the only
know.
problem.
Wow.
That was good.
That was too easy. I mean, come on. You just tip it right up there.
I don't know. I thought that was good. I didn't see that coming.
I did too.
I thought. You know where I thought you would have went for 200?
Where?
One way?
Yeah. That's where I thought you were going.
A one-way dead end.
No dead end, just one way. Greek's way or the highway.
And then, yes, finally here, the fast food brand Subway is launching Subway in the Sky.
Oh,
We saw
yeah.
some-
Did you see that? That's cool.
Saw some pictures of it. This is a sub-shaped blimp that's going to invite guests to dine 1,000 feet above the ground. The ship touches down in Miami area for 3 days and is available for reservations from September 24th through the 26th.
Oh, people can go up and actually eat in
yes,
it? Damn.
Yep. The Subway shop is inside the gondola of the blimp, and 6 lucky winners will get to chow down on their favorite sandwiches in the sky.
No
It's
kidding.
going to be making stops in Miami, Orlando, Kansas City, and Atlanta.
Something you would do, Franny?
I think it would be cool. Yeah, I mean, you registered. It sounds like a register to win thing. Doesn't sound like you have to pay for it. So yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
How about you,
I'm not
Jim?
like super thrilled. Like it's not my favorite sub place, but to eat in a blimp,
No, I mean to go up in a blimp. Would you be nervous?
no, I don't think so.
No?
It's like being in a plane.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would go.
I think it's roomier, right? Like I would think.
I don't know. I've never been inside the area of what a blimp. I mean, the cockpit always looked very, very small.
Yeah, when they showed in NFL games.
Yeah, like the Goodyear ones that go over the games. They
They
always
like to
look
go
small.
and eat and whatever. Yeah. But I mean, I know it's not as big. I'm talking about like maybe like the height of it and like the feel, the height and width of it. You would think would be
Right.
a little roomier to.
Well, I think you mentioned it, like the gondola area.
Yes.
All right, so I think probably for this one, because of what they want to do, they designed it so that it's a roomier area. So I would imagine it's not that cramped.
I'll take a video. I'll be like, oh, nice.
But yes, if you want to apply to have a meal in the sky, registration opens up on September 21st at 8 a.m. And I will be sure to remind you, but it is subwayinthesky.com if you want some more information.
It's a very cool day. I mean, something like that. Very unique. Good place to get engaged.
And that in particular for that September 21st is Miami. But if you're listening on the iHeartRadio app and you're in Kansas City, September 5th, registration starts on the 2nd.
Oh, cool.
Orlando, registration starts on September 16th. I know we have some people in Orlando listening.
There you go.
Very cool.
There you go.
Thank you, Franny, for the Florida stories. Jimmy, I know you got a couple interesting things you were going to jump into.
Well, I want to jump into this. Franny, since you're on vacation almost every other week.
All the time.
And you've gone around this country so much, have you noticed any major tourist traps?
I know they exist, but I have
Right.
not fallen for any.
Okay.
No.
I don't know if you've ever gone to any. So obviously there's a big difference between a tourist attraction and a tourist trap.
Mm-hmm.
And the latter, of course, is something that ends up being like a major letdown when you get there, right? There's a big hype behind
Yeah.
something, and then you get there and, well, it's just something small. It wasn't really a big deal.
Something you know, Jimmy,
So-
because you were just on a cruise, is I believe when you get off those ports, like and no knock because some people love them, but like the Margaritavilles and the Senior Frogs, to me, those are tourist traps.
Oh, okay.
Because they're right there. It's the beginning. It's the first thing you see in those ports, and you get stuck there. And that's what they're doing. They're there to collect your money, but you don't get to see what the locals do. You don't get to see the rest of the beautiful country or island
Okay.
or wherever you're on. To me, I consider those tourist traps.
So you're even generalizing it to an area versus like like the biggest ball of yarn
that too.
that's somewhere out
That
there,
too could be
or
one.
certain things like that. Because
Yeah.
that's what USA Today did. What
Mm-hmm.
they did is they analyzed over 23.2 million Google reviews of about 500 of the most popular tourist attractions in the world to determine which ones of those are the least worth the trip, right? What they consider more of a tourist trap.
I can think of a couple like in New York that we talked about.
Go ahead.
That I've heard a lot of people say Rockefeller Center.
Okay.
Because it's small, and I think when they see it on TV, they think it's so big
it
and
looks
huge.
bigger than life.
Yeah,
okay.
not small, but it's just, it's different. You see it and you think it's a massive thing.
It's not one of them, Statue of Liberty. There are certain tourist attractions like that when people get there, they're just not nearly as excited about it. Times Square, I guess you could consider that a tourist trap or attraction to some extent.
Definitely
right?
a trap. I mean, not a trap, but a lot of people go. But I've heard people say that to me, like, "Oh, Times Square wasn't what their expectations, were so high." Sometimes sporting events, like when people go to certain stadiums, like they're like Yankee Stadium, I heard people say, it's okay, it wasn't really like Johnny when we went. He goes, "This place is a dump." I don't know why everybody makes a big deal about it. It's just a thought, like you said, what you hear.
Well, apparently, so USA Today, like I said, they did this big thing where they went to about 500 or more popular attractions around the world. So this is a worldwide thing. 7 of the top 10 of the biggest tourist traps, according to them, are in America, including all of the top 5. And here are some of the ones that they said are some of the biggest tourist traps that really just aren't worth your time or money. The Four Corners Monument in Arizona is their number one that they say is not worth it, right? And it's funny because that's one that Carla wants to go to.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind seeing that myself someday. But to me, I know, I guess maybe because my expectations are low, I understand it's just pretty much a plaque. But I guess it's just that nostalgia of knowing that, oh, look at that. I'm in 4 states at one time.
Yeah.
It's kind of a silly little thing. But, I can kind of see where that would also be a kind of a trap if depending on how it's marketed, right? Here's another one that, again, I hope Carla isn't listening today because the Salem Witch Museum in Massachusetts, this is the number 2 tourist trap on this list according to USA Today. And that's, I know, one that she's like dying to go up there with maybe her daughter or something, doing like maybe for her birthday or something, or even around Halloween, which I guess they probably built it up a little bit more around that time of the year. I've never heard of this one, the Calico Ghost Town in California. Is that something that either of you have heard of?
Nope.
That's number 3 on this list. The Crazy Horse Memorial in South Dakota. Again, not one that I've even heard of before.
There we go. You know what? You probably would dig this, and I'm looking too. That Calico Ghost Town looks like an old Western is what it looks like.
Apparently, it's a big tourist trap, though, according to USA Today.
All right.
The International UFO Museum in New Mexico. Now, that's probably one that if you're into UFOs, you probably wouldn't care, how big or small it is. I don't know. I don't want to speak for other people, but I just know that that's like can be a big cultish type of following. So the Blue Lagoon in Iceland was number 6. It's the top non-U.S. tourist trap.
And I don't get it. I would totally go to the Blue Lagoon. Have you seen pictures of it?
I have not, no.
I have friends who got married in Iceland, and there's other places that were more incredible, but it's definitely something worth going to, I would say. It's considered one of the world's wonders.
Is it is just as far as a landscaping type of attraction? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Sort of like the Grand Canyon, it's just nature?
They did it. Like they have these like what they call like geothermal, like different like water spa journeys in the area, and just what it looks like. The water is just incredibly like blue. And if you look at pictures of it, it looks really, really cool. But
I probably would like something like that. But then again, I'm kind of into that thing too.
You're in the water and you see these gorgeous snow-capped mountains right in front of you and stuff. It looks incredible.
It's not water you can swim in, right? It's not a hot spring.
Well, people are in them. Yeah, you can get in the waters.
Okay. Like I said, that was the top one. The other American tourist traps again in the top 10 on this are the Voodoo Donut. What is it? Donut? Donut. The Voodoo Donut in Oregon.
I've heard about Voodoo Donut. So that's just a really popular donut shop.
Okay.
And I wonder why they call it a tourist trap.
Pike Place Market in Washington State. Those are the other couple of American ones that are on the top 10 list.
I never heard of any of these.
So Pike Place Market is the one you always see in movies when they're in
with
that
the fish?
area. Yes, yes, you know what I'm talking
throw
about.
The fish.
Yes.
What movie is that famous for?
There's one movie I know that Tom Hanks is in.
Seattle.
Probably.
Is that it?
But I think there's been multiple movies that have featured that
and
marketplace.
They always show when the Seahawks play.
Oh, right. That's why. That's where I'm thinking of it from. I hate to say it. That's right. Yeah.
But Pike Place, it looks incredible.
Yeah.
I love seafood and fish, and I think I would have a field day there.
Well, yeah, they always show it every time when the Seahawks are playing.
Yeah.
They go right to
I
it
want
live.
to catch a large fish in some parchment paper.
Yeah, that's cool. And just run around.
Yeah.
And it's a marketplace, so you would think that you could buy and
All
eat there.
stuff.
I'm kind of surprised then that they would put that on this list. Graceland was number 25 on this list, and I know that there's a lot of people that have said that there isn't really a whole lot there to see.
I thought it was
so
great.
that can sort of be a tourist trap. But, you know, as an Elvis fan, I could see where they would like it, you know. And then there are people, if you're not a huge fan of that, then I guess it's nothing.
Yeah.
I think it was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go outside. They have like where they had all his horses, and then across the street. I haven't been there. I used to go when we did St. Jude, and they would have the plane.
Right.
And then they had like all his outfits. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it, but, you know, it had also something to do with my dad. But I thought it was cool.
Yeah. When I first saw this list, I was thinking more along the lines like I started out and like the largest ball of twine. I thought it would be more things like that, right? Or like the biggest marshmallow statue or something. Because I know that they're out there and those type of tourist traps exist. By the way, if you want to go see the largest ball of twine, it's in Calkert City, Kansas. So
Kansas, I'm going to put that down.
Yeah, but you mark that down.
Yeah.
So
For your road trip across country, G-Man.
What is a tourist trap that you've been to that you thought that just by the time you saw it, you were all hyped up and you got there and it was a big letdown for you? 877-927-6969. Jimmy at realradio921.com is the email address. 47142 is our text line. You just got to start off that text with Real Radio. Go ahead, Freddie.
So I did see that's why I was like that Voodoo Donut, because they are originally, was it Oregon? Is that where you said?
Yes.
But they have them all over the place. So they do have them. I think the closest one is Universal's Orlando. They have them in one of their resorts, or Universal Orlando Resort. Maybe it's in Universal itself. There's a Voodoo Donut. And I've heard great things about it. But I guess that's probably the OG, the original where people go to.
Oh, okay.
Is that specific Voodoo Donut. But another one I saw on the list that I've always wanted to go, and our buddy Leprechaun Mike, who listens all the time, and he is a regular in Ireland, is the Guinness factory.
Okay.
I've heard that's supposed to be a really cool place.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
In
Ireland.
That would interest me.
Yep.
Even though, I mean, again, not a fan of the beer itself, but I mean, just seeing those things, it's kind of, and on a smaller scale like that. I mean, you can go to a couple of the, Anheuser-Busch used to have, like at Busch Gardens, some of the, where you could go out and see how it's brewed, the beer is brewed and everything. But when it's so, I don't know, massive like that, I would imagine the Guinness would be a little bit more intimate. It would be a kind of a fun thing to see.
Definitely would want to check it out. So we got a couple texts at 47142. Started off with Real Radio. Chris, the bus driver, was like, "Hey, Franny, if you ever wanted to do something for Little Smiles, I would definitely pay $500 for a kiss from you. I would do $750 for a kiss from Greek." So there you go, G-Man.
Yeah. I'll throw in the other $250 and you give him the kiss for $500. And Chris, it's $1,000, by the way. A kiss is $1,000. A toss is $2,500.
Somebody else we have on here, Sarah B. She goes, and are they still around? I'm curious. Subway Blimp, do you think Blimpie is kicking themselves for not thinking of this Eat on the Blimp promotion?
I would imagine Blimpie probably has their own blimps. You would think.
I don't know. Are Blimpies still around?
I don't even know.
I thought they were.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy mentioned, because G used to be accompanied by somebody who worked at the airports, like a TSA or whoever it was, or a stewardess to
when I was a kid.
Yeah, when you were a kid to get on the flight. And then Jimmy, you said that you knew that you used to have to pay.
Yeah.
We have somebody who says unaccompanied minor fees run $50 to $150. So you're saying you do have to pay.
Yeah, I didn't remember the dollar amount, but there's a certain. But again, they dedicate somebody to keep an eye on your child. I mean, that's the whole purpose behind it.
I remember as a kid, I was sitting in the first couple rows, and they would come over to me, just, "Are you okay?" And that's it. But they would just walk me out, and my dad was there, or my mom brought me. That was it. They didn't do anything. Actually,
okay, because back in the day, you could go all the the over there.
Yeah.
Your parents could take you right to
the gate.
The gate.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So they would be the ones who would.
It was literally 2 feet.
Escort you, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they bring you right there, and I would just walk
And
up.
then they would
to
just let the flight attendant know that you're flying by yourself.
Yeah.
Little Greekster. And then, man, I can't believe this actually happened. And you took this, I think, way more calmly than a lot of people would. Says, I was on an international flight from Iraq to the U.S. on a Dutch carrier in my uniform, and I was woken up by a Dutch woman holding a pillow over my face because I was snoring.
Oh, my God.
I stood up and pointed at her husband and said, if your wife touches me one more time, I'm going to take it out on you.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. But like, I'm surprised nothing more went down than that. Like,
You had a
she's trying to
pillowcase?
pull a pillow over your face.
Suffocate the guy. I mean, what the hell's going on?
Because of his snoring. A complete stranger.
Oh, I would have flipped out.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You can't do that.
No.
Call the pilot. Good thing she's not sitting up there with the pilot if he snores.
What's his number? I'm giving him a ring.
Don't do that to the pilot. It is the Penthouse. And don't forget, 11:45, you got a chance to win tickets to Rapids. We'll be back.
Real radio is the news junkie.
My parents told me years later that I was supposed to have like leg braces.
Really? Like Forrest Gump?
Yeah, like Forrest Gump.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
That is great. You'll be there.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Brought to you by T-Mobile. Experience more of the music you love with the record-breaking 5G network. T-Mobile customers can unlock VIP benefits at the festival all weekend long. It's better over here. See why at T-Mobile.com/SEEWHY.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Checking in with the Florida Highway Patrol. Things are looking good along 95 right now. Not seeing any tie-ups, no accidents anywhere in Palm Beach County. And if you're heading out along the Turnpike, it's the same story. We do have a windy day going on, and you could have some gusts as well. So just a heads up for that. I'm Joel Knapp.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz Podcast.
I'm Ben Ferguson.
And I'm Ted Cruz. Ukrainian prosecutor accuses Joe Biden of taking bribes.
Special counsel lawyer in bed with the Biden White House.
And DOJ gives a get-out-of-jail free pass for China corruption.
So download Verdict with Ted Cruz now wherever you get your podcasts.
Football is back. Come on out as we return to Earl's Hideaway tomorrow for our first Real Radio Coors Light watch party of the season as Florida takes on Utah. Great food and drink specials, including Coors Light drafts for $3 on Saturdays during college football season. Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Florida game in Gainesville. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. Earl's Hideaway, 1045 Indian River Drive in Sebastian. See you there.
Pregnancy can be an exciting time, but for many moms, it can mean feeling anxious, depressed, confused, or overwhelmed. Either during pregnancy or after having your baby, you may not quite feel like yourself. If you're experiencing these feelings, you are not alone, and mental health issues can be treated. Talk with your OB or connect with a mental health provider in your area by visiting flbhimpact.org. This message is supported by the Health Resources and Services Administration, the Florida Department of Health, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Hi, my name is Dan Packard. I was on my way to work, and the gentleman behind me hit me. We called Morgan & Morgan. From that moment on, everything else Morgan & Morgan took care of. They emailed us all the time. They constantly stayed in touch with us.
We have been really blessed to have them in our corner, and it really did feel like family.
Morgan & Morgan did it all with literally one phone call.
Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. With over 2 million phone calls last year alone, more people in more cities across America want more Morgan & Morgan. When you hire Morgan & Morgan, you're also hiring a family business. And after 35 years, we now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America. Fighting for you. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Get ready for International Diamond Center's biggest ever designer bridal event, featuring the entire collections from the nation's top 2 designers. Tacori and Viraggio come together on the IDC stage next weekend, September 8th, 9th, and 10th. See hundreds of new spectacular rings and get 36 months zero-interest financing. See the entire collection from Tacori. Exquisite handcrafted rings from true artisans in California. And coming in from New York, see all the latest from Viraggio. Unique, distinctive, and personalized. Find the ring of your dreams and enjoy 3 years offers 0-interest financing. Plus, at this event, when you buy any Tacori or Viraggio ring, IDC will give you a $500 gift card. Buy the matching wedding band and get a $1,000 gift card. Don't miss this remarkable opportunity to see and compare the world's top 2 ring designers side by side. And let IDC's experts help you match up the most perfect diamond for the ring you fall in love with. Don't miss this unprecedented event next weekend, September 8th, 9th, and 10th, exclusively at International Diamond Center, US 1 and PSL Boulevard. On approved credit.
Having trouble sleeping? On the podcast Nothing Much Happens, join yoga and meditation teacher Catherine Nicolai for peaceful bedtime stories to help you relax. Catherine weaves brain training techniques and storytelling to take your mind to a calm and comfy place.
Welcome to Bedtime Stories for Everyone, in which nothing much happens. You feel good, and then you fall asleep.
Listen to Nothing Much Happens on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep. And a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements. Learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better. Night after night. Sleep next level. Only from Sleep Number.
Don't miss our Labor Day special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S. Over 15 million this year alone. And many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss, even when you monitor your credit. If your identity is stolen, your dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
On the next edition of the Tudor Dixon podcast, President Trump joins me to discuss his most recent indictment and how it's impacted not only him, but his family and the race for the White House in 2024. The Tudor Dixon podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
For more information about contests on the station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
The Dolphins got their roster down to 53, but adjustments could be made in the coming days. One of the Dolphins' cuts, running back Myles Gaskin, has reportedly found a new home. ESPN reports he's signing with Minnesota. Dolphin opener is a week from Sunday at the Chargers. Soccer tonight, Messi in action as Inter Miami hosts Nashville. And the Marlins tonight try to split their series with the Rays after losing last night. I'm Matt McCoy.
Staples has great prices on everything you need for back to school. Right now, a 24-pack of Crayola crayons and comp books are just 50 cents each. And select notebooks are just 35 cents each. In-store only. Offer ends 9/16, limit 30. School on, save on at Staples.
iHeart Podcast Update. This week on your free iHeartRadio app. Verdict with Ted Cruz. Join Senator Ted Cruz and co-host Ben Ferguson as they break down the most important news stories of the day and reveal what they mean for you. More to it with Marcellus Wiley, a show featuring conversations with athletes, entertainers, and people with surprising stories that prove there's more to everyone's reality than meets the eye. An Army of Normal Folks. Hosted by Coach Bill Courtney from the Oscar-winning Undefeated, this podcast is building the Army.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station.
You mean to tell me that south of the border on I-95,
that the South Carolina-North Carolina border is not on a tourist trap list? Where else can you ride a 100-foot sombrero road?
Hey, Greek, all this talk about blimps and Subway, why don't you club me?
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Always welcome in The Penthouse to get involved in any capacity, whether you want to call us, text us, or email us, or bring us a smoothie. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
All right, break out the Yankees. They won 2 in a row, and I'm dead serious. That's an accomplishment this year. Yanks taking it really bad year. Cashman, the GM, said it's a disaster, but they beat the Tigers 2 in a row, and we'll take it. Just has not been a good season. Injuries, they're not hitting. They cut Donaldson yesterday. They got to regroup and see what happens in the offseason. I don't know if Boone's going to say, but they have beaten the Tigers 2 in a row, so hats off to the Yanks. Venus Williams was playing last night. She lost in the first round of the U.S. Open. That is on right now, the U.S. Open. Fantastic tournament. And Venus has had a fantastic career. So much success and a lot of success there, also winning it. But it was good to see her out there and playing. And Messi is home tonight. That's right. He's in the house. He's down in Fort Lauderdale. Him and his teammates will take on Nashville. When they played in Nashville, he was wearing cowboy boots. No cowboy boots tonight. He's just going to play regular cleats. Messi and the boys, will they keep the streak going? I think they will. We'll see what happens. Nashville does have a good team, though. They are considered to be a team that could possibly upset them. We will see, and we'll talk about that tomorrow, see what happens. Also, don't forget the Gators are in Utah. That's going to be a game tomorrow you could hear on Real Radio. Jimmy, do you know what time pregame is? It 6?
5 o'clock.
Oh, 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock pregame, and then we have an 8 o'clock kickoff.
Oh, okay, so 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
3 hour pregame and 1 hour postgame, too. You get 8 hours of coverage.
Wow. So the Gators tomorrow taking on Utah, getting 6.5 or 6. The line is dropping. Thank you, DraftKings, because the quarterback for Utah is a little banged up. There is speculation he may not play. So we'll see what happens with the Gators. Hopefully they get off to a good start. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because, again, they're in Utah. But hats off to the Gators. They taken on in full college sports. All football teams are playing this weekend. Georgia Bulldogs are playing 6 o'clock on Saturday night. They represent. Michigan's playing Ohio State. Ohio State's got their backup quarterback. There's a kid that they weren't even sure they were going to start, and they're playing in Indiana on the road, Big Ten game, and they're laying 30 points. In Colorado, a team that everybody's talking about with Deion is taking on TCU, and the over-under dropped on Colorado. Now it's down to 3.5. So that even dropped even more.
Total?
Yeah.
Games?
Yeah.
I thought it was 3.5.
Or maybe it got dropped to 2.5.
Oh, 2.5.
Maybe it did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Deion says
you know the money was coming in then on the under.
Yeah, Deion says he likes what he sees and he's ready to go. They're playing TCU on Saturday, getting 21 points.
All right.
But we'll talk about that more in the locker room and more going on in college football. Good morning, Francis.
Hi, good morning.
Jimmy, do we have somebody at home?
We do. We got David on the line. David, welcome to the Penthouse.
Greetings.
Greetings, David.
What's happening, pal?
So, did you hear that Grandpa's addicted to Viagra?
Grandpa's addicted to Viagra? No, I haven't.
Yeah. Apparently, Grandma's taking it really hard.
Not bad.
Not
bad.
I giggled.
Not bad.
I giggled a little bit.
I give it a 6, too. Not bad. Not bad, David. Better than your last one, but that wasn't bad. You got anything else to follow up on it?
Did you hear about the guy who walked into his therapist's office wearing nothing but seafood boxers?
No.
Oh, well, a guy walks into his therapist's office wearing nothing but seafood boxers, and he starts complaining to his therapist. After 10 seconds, the therapist says, "Stop right there. I can clearly see your nuts."
6'8".
You're going better, huh?
Good job.
Wow.
The grandpa thing wasn't bad either. It's 6 or 8.
You may want to stop there, David.
If you'll keep on going at Greek goes, what else?
Do you do bar mitzvahs?
Do you know why reverse cowboy is illegal in parts of West Virginia?
Not sure. Why?
Oh, God. Go ahead.
Because you never turn your back on family.
Jimmy was right.
Lost my drumstick on that one. Okay.
David, always appreciate the entertainment. Thank you, buddy.
Do we really?
Thanks, David. Oh, wow. West Virginia one was, it was tough. Football season is coming this weekend, and it really started last weekend, but even NFL. What do you think the percentages of Americans that are going to be betting on football this year? And the number has gone up over the last few years.
The percentage of Americans betting?
That will do some form of betting on football this season.
Anything whatsoever. Oh, wow. If that's the case, and I'll even go as high as say maybe 40%.
Okay.
Okay, 40%.
No, that's like you just generally.
Yeah, like even like doing squares and stuff like that.
Squares,
Well, they said sports betting. They didn't break it down. They said sports betting.
Yeah,
Right.
but not illegal and legal. People are just.
Like me and you betting.
Yeah,
$10.
okay. So it doesn't have to be legal sports betting.
Right,
I think
no.
just people who are honestly saying that. Okay.
And who does legal things around
Right?
here?
No, in this room?
57%.
Wow. That's close.
He's like 80 for what is it?
48%. They said.
That's okay.
Almost 50% of people are doing some form of sports betting, and it's gone up over the last couple of years because sports betting is becoming legal throughout the country. Jimmy, I hate to put you on a spot, but can you check your app? Sure. Are you still out of this home? We do this every day for the Hard Rock app. If it doesn't come on by the start of, I think, September 7th, then that's it. It's not going to come on this season. Still a lot of speculation out there, but I don't think it looks
Man,
good.
Such a shame.
I tell you, I would say at this point, if it hasn't been turned on, it says no outside of service area.
Yeah.
If it hasn't by now, I would say it's probably, it's a real long shot at this point, and that's not a pun.
What a bummer.
Yeah, it is a bummer for Florida, but we'll see what happens. You never know. Going to try to keep the faith. But almost 48%, of Americans are going to do some form of sports betting. If you have an opinion on this, call us, 877-927-6969. Also, if there's a tourist trap that maybe you went to and you were like, little disappointed, let us know. You could also email us, Jimmy@realradio921.com, or text us. Loving you guys' text. Franny does a fantastic job with it. You could text us first, put in Real Radio, then 47142.
We had a talk back, Franny, before you got back with us here, and one of them was the south of the border one, right? They mentioned about that one. How is that one not on the list? And I got to say that is probably one of the bigger tourist traps that there has been in this country over the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Oh, yeah, because it's right on 95 as you travel north-south on 95. Like if you go up to New York or something or whatever, Maine, whatever.
Got it.
Yeah.
Don't they sell fireworks, or am I mistaken?
They used to, yeah. Well, it was a big thing back in, I want to say the 80s. It was sort of big back then, and they never really updated it, and it kind of became an also-ran thing that was just there, right? But it's always been one of those sort of trappy type things that people see or talk about or hear, we hear about, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think your expectations, like you said, when you go there, you're saying, hey, what is this? And like I said, a couple I mentioned of New York, a couple different ones.
Yeah. I think it was that particular one was a little bit more popular in even maybe the 70s. I'd have to look because I'm just going off of my memory from when we would go by. It was cars didn't travel as far back then on a tank of gas. You could get gas there and stop. They even had a place you could stay for the night. A lot of times people, might do that back in the day. But with the way we travel so much further on gas and we drive faster now, I think it kind of lost its luster in the 90s.
There's somebody who texted at 47142, and they said there's tourist traps all up and down I-95 here in Florida. They said, come see the world's largest alligator. Come get some free orange juice and free pecans. So, yeah, they're all, every state, I think, has those.
Sure. I think one of the things in Jersey that a lot of people have always said to me is Atlantic City. When they go down there, the casinos and everything, like they think it's going to be Vegas and huge and, all this stuff. And there are beautiful casinos down there. I'm not saying it's not, but there's only a few down there, maybe 6 or 7 off the top of my head. And the area is very, very it's a tough area.
Yeah. I mean, not really, I think, would be considered a tourist trap because it's not one thing. I mean, if you want to call a city a whole trap, but I agree with what your statement is. Although we've been hearing that they have built it up a little bit.
Yeah, they
more,
have a little.
So it's not quite as bad as it was, and maybe they're trying to get some more things in.
Yeah, I've heard this a lot from people that went from Vegas down there.
Right.
You can't compare Vegas to Atlantic City.
I don't think so.
No, it's no way. It's
And Vegas is still building. I mean, look at all the different, all the stuff that they've added. Right? Circa,
that Sphere.
The Sphere now, Hard Rock, Allegiant Stadium now.
Oh,
you know,
forget it.
Is Hard Rock just a reno, right? Because it's been there. Hard Rock, they just renovated it?
No, it's brand new.
Oh, they put a brand new Hard Rock there.
They're building it now. It's supposed to be done next year.
Same place, like off the strip, or is it going to be, do you know?
I think it's taken, it's replacing the Mirage.
Okay. Oh, very, very cool. I did not hear that.
Well, here's one thing that is not a tourist trap here in Florida, and that's Rapids Water Park. And we have a 4-pack of tickets for you to go there right now. Give us a call, 877-927-6969. 877-927-6969. This is South Florida's largest water park, and that just tells you that this is no way a tourist trap. You're going to have a lot of fun when you go there. They have 42 rides and attractions, and you can see all they have to offer at rapidswaterpark.com. But we want to give you a 4-pack of tickets to go there right now, 877-927-6969. What are we doing today? He said, she said?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to play a game called He Said, She Said, and that game is easy. I'm going to read a quote to you, and all you got to do is tell us, did Franny say it? Did Greek say it? Or did I, Jimmy, say it? And you could be on your way to Rapids Water Park. Hey, you got a 4-pack of tickets. Go 4 times by yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you got a friend. Go there twice with your friend. It's a great place to go and enjoy a good time in this hot South Florida weather. You can cool off at Rapids Water Park. I see those phone lines are lit up, so I'm going to get some people lined up, and we'll get going here in a minute.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. Again, the number is 877-927-6969. Upon us is Labor Day weekend. A lot of people are taking off on Friday. A lot of people are even taking off Thursday to extend it, to have a nice, 4 or 5 day weekend. And that seems to be a very popular thing with a lot of people out there. Don't forget, you get over to Monroe's all weekend. Summer Series continues. DJs in the house on Saturday night. Beautiful ladies all the time. That's where the beautiful ladies are out. Surround yourself with some beautiful ladies and watch some college football this weekend at Monroe's. And then don't forget, next Friday, we are hitting the road. We are packing up the Louis bag. We'll be at Strike Cigar Lounge in downtown Boca for our first live show for Greek Gridiron. And this year it gets bigger and better than ever. Vegas trip, that's right, like we did last year. Thank you for all the people that are involved with that. I'm not going to get into all our sponsors now. We'll do that next week, and also a golf cart for 2, custom golf cart that you guys will like. That is going to be on display. So that's going to be very, very cool. You guys can see that next Friday.
Yeah, come on out. It's always nice to get out of the studio and say hi. So come on out to Boca. We love being over to Strikes, and it'll be something that we'll continue to do throughout football season. So we'll definitely let you know. I do want to say that after we are done with our giveaway to Rapids Water Park, because you mentioned Labor Day, we are going to go through the states. A lot of people are going to be hitting the road. So we're going to go through the states with the most confrontational drivers. So the states that have the most road rage.
Oh, that's not good.
And it may surprise you, the list that is on here. And I want you to guess so you can start thinking about it, where Florida falls on this list. And I'll give you the stats and everything, the data that they put together to how they find out which states are number 1. We got the top 10 list here.
Yep. That's cool. I mean, again,
pack your patience is what they say, right? If you're hit the road, we don't want to make this list.
Yeah, you don't want to make this list. We don't want to be on this list. No, that's bad. When road rage is very dangerous, and people lose their cookies, so be careful. And the other day, this gentleman thought that I cut him off, and I did not. And he followed me to Costco, and rolled down his window, said a couple things to me, and I was just like, "I'm sorry, I didn't think I cut you off." He had a beautiful car, so I think he was very worried about his car, too. But it was interesting that he followed me into Costco and came right next to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this guy.
That's the problem.
Yeah, he didn't look like he was a happy cookie. Jimmy, are we ready?
We are ready, and we are starting today's contest with Travis. Travis, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, guys.
Travis, how are you today?
Doing good.
Good. How long have you been listening?
15 or so years.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's a nice run you got going there, Travis.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for all those years of faithful listening. Let's see if we can get you set up with a 4-pack of tickets to go to Rapids Water Park. I'm going to read you a quote, Travis. All you got to do is let us know. Did Miss Francis say it? Did Mr. Greek say it? Or did I, Jimmy, say it? Okay, bud?
All right.
All right. Here is your quote. I do like the thick cut. I do like the thick cut. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
We'll go with Franny.
There you go.
She was talking about
I
veal
was
cutlets.
talking about bacon.
Yeah. Well, veal cutlets, bacon, same thing.
Yeah, I don't do veal.
Hold on, and I got that somewhere, and I got it. What is that? I like the thick cut. Oh, that's this one right here. First.
I do like the thick cut.
I do like the thick cut. All right, we just have to make sure we prove that to you. That she is the one that said that, Travis.
Congratulations.
Good job. I'm going to put you on hold, Travis. If you would hang tight till we go to break, I'm going to get back on the line with you off air and get you set up with those tickets. Okay, bud?
All right, thanks. Ed.
Thank you.
Great job.
Great job. Thank you, Jimmy, for your help with the contest. So we did speak about that not Florida, this weekend we're traveling, and Franny's got the states that are the worst where the people lose their cookies.
Yeah, so this is the 10 states, the top 10 with the most confrontational drivers. Now, I will let you know that Florida did not make the top 10.
Wow.
Are we surprised by this?
Shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
They did not make the top 10.
Yeah, a little. I'm a little surprised by that. Yeah.
Because
there's a lot of aggressive driving down here, so that does make it a little surprising.
I'm shocked. I really do. I thought Florida without a doubt. Like I said, this guy grabbed me the other day at Costco at 9 o'clock in the morning.
He grabbed you?
No, I mean, like he followed me. Yeah.
I was like, geez.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. But yeah, violent road rage incidents are on the rise nationwide. In 2022, 413 people were injured in road rage shootings, 135% increase from 2018. That in some states, confrontational driving trends tend to be a bit more common, putting drivers at greater risk when behind the wheel. So to determine which states have the most, what they called confrontational drivers, it's Forbes Advisors conducted a survey of 10,000 licensed drivers and compared all 50 states across 9 key metrics. All right. So I am curious if you can guess any of the top 10.
New Hampshire.
So New Hampshire is not on the list.
I'm kidding. I was kidding.
No, but this is actually a very difficult list. I don't think that any of the ones that you would be like, this is it, would make the list.
All right.
Like, who else would you put on it?
South Dakota.
Well, you would, the typicals are the New York, New Jersey, and California. Those are the typical ones that come to my
You're
mind.
right.
But I think Texas might be on there too. I think.
And
Greek mentioned.
Texas is the only one that is on there out of the ones you said. Texas is at number 9.
Hook 'em horns. It's because of all the cattle.
And they said, they had a lot of people, drivers that honked them in frustration. They were also tied with West Virginia for being most likely in the nation to report that another driver cut them off on purpose. And these are some of the stats that they use. Drivers being rude, using offensive gestures at 73% in Texas. They were 4th with most likely to report that another driver has exited their vehicle to yell or fight them. That's 46.5%.
Right.
And they were also ranked for being off, like people forcing them off of the road, right?
Ooh, that's bad.
Also with another driver yelling at them, insulting them, cursing at them, or making threats.
How about Oregon?
Oregon was not on the top 10.
Damn, how about that?
Yeah, so I'll let
Nebraska.
you know because this is tough. Arizona, number 1.
Really?
They scored 100 out of 100.
Really? Wow. You've been there. What's wrong over there? The cactuses?
I had a great time in Arizona. We didn't deal with any road rage issues at all, but the Grand Canyon State ranked 2nd worst for the percentage of drivers who have been forced off the road, tied with Oklahoma for having the 3rd highest percentage of drivers who've been tailgated. They also reported, Arizona drivers reported that another driver has exited their vehicle to yell at them, a high percentage, or fight them. They are the 5th highest in the nation for this. Arizona ranks 6th worst for both the percentage of drivers who experience road rage very frequently and the percentage who have been yelled at, insulted, cursed, or threatened by another vehicle. So when you add all those up, they are the number 1 on the list. Number 2, teeny tiny state, Rhode Island.
Really?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Number 3, West Virginia. Then we go neighbor, Virginia at 4. Number 5, Oklahoma.
Sooners.
6, Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Then you got Connecticut. You got anything to say about Connecticut?
Huskies.
Yeah, UConn.
Illinois was theirs.
Fighting Illinois.
Texas, we already did them. And at number 10, Ohio to round up the top 10. Now, Florida.
A Buckeye is a Buckeye.
A Buckeye is a Buckeye. What's a Buckeye? Florida is number 17.
17
on the list.
Wow.
Yes.
That's still impressive.
I would love to say first of all, that's probably per capita. That's one reason why like some of those smaller states will get in there. But I don't know. I just the experience that I've had, certainly I wouldn't go with that. But again, I've never driven in Arizona. I don't know what it's like there.
I really thought Florida would be in the top 10.
Yeah.
I really did. But again, I'm glad we're not.
Well, again, high volume. Got I-4. I-4 alone ought to do it, right?
Yeah,
I mean, how dangerous it is. And
95 is just as bad sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, they talk about it. But thank God we're not into it. So we're not on that list. So good job, people. Keep doing what you're doing.
There you go.
And Donna is she always has the right thing to say. And a lot of time we make mistakes here. And Donna's always there to correct us. And I appreciate you, Donna, for being out there. But I don't know if I agree with this. Donna texts and she says that Buc-ee's is a total tourist trap. That's what and I get it in a sense that it does stop people to go in there.
But you guys say it's great.
I love it.
But
is that even if you love it, is it still a tourist trap? Because yours with the tourist trap was like you go there and you're just like this
disappointed.
Yeah, you're disappointed.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's plenty of people that have it's all been big hyped up in Buc-ee's, and then they get there and it just is a letdown. For them. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell that. Apparently, it is for Donna.
Yeah, I haven't met many people who do not like it. But I know they're out there, right?
Yeah. One bad thing about it.
Yeah.
Not one bad thing ever.
I didn't even know about it until you guys mentioned it. Yeah. I got it on my list this weekend for Labor Day. It is the Penthouse.
I'm not surprised.
It is the Penthouse. I'll call you after the locker room. Want to go to Buc-ee's? It is the Penthouse on a Labor Day weekend. We're getting ready. We're going to come back with some fun facts about maybe water balloons?
No.
Buc-ee's?
No, not about Buc-ee's either.
Bikinis.
Tourist traps.
Well, something you wear at this place. Today is National Beach Day, so we have some fun facts about that.
All right. Nice. All right. We'll be back. A few minutes. Peace.
The fine woman in your smart speaker knows what you need.
Really?
Don't ask how. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
There's a crash in West Palm Beach, 95 northbound, just south of Okeechobee Boulevard on the right shoulder. Could have just a minor slowdown as folks take a look at it. Some chunks of tire in the road. Further south, southbound 95 by Forest Hill Boulevard, and an accident off to the left shoulder, southbound 95 in Lake Worth. It is just north of 6th Avenue South. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz Podcast.
I'm Ben Ferguson. And I'm Ted Cruz. Ukrainian prosecutor accuses Joe Biden of taking bribes.
Special counsel lawyer in bed with the Biden White House.
And DOJ gives a get-out-of-jail free pass for China corruption.
So download Verdict with Ted Cruz now wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's the Greek, and college football's back. The last thing you want is your AC to break down when you're watching your favorite team. Your AC needs to be ready to perform all 4 quarters like your football team. Call 855-4FL-HVAC. Call 855-4FL-HVAC today, or go to their website, filterbyhvacsolutions.com, to read reviews of their customers and see how happy they were. Filter by HVAC has a 24-hour emergency service for their customers. Enjoy college football season this year in the comfort of your home with your AC working. Your team stresses you out. You don't need your AC to stress you out. Also, AC tune-ups available, $49 for listeners. Call them today, 855-4FL-HVAC. That's 855-4FL-HVAC. Peace.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Have you ever heard of the 5 Ps? That's right, the 5 Ps. These can be applied to most every area of your life, but it's especially true for you and your money. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many years ago when I was a young man in the Marine Corps, I learned about the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Now, you can't control what's happening with the stock market, but you can control how you plan for it. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have been helping our clients with the 5 Ps for years. We have hearts of teachers and will never complicate by using financial jargon. Our fee structure is transparent. The more you make, the more we make. The majority of our clients come from other financial advisors. Isn't it time for a second opinion to allow Trajan Wealth to help you with the 5 Ps too? Call Trajan today at 561-390-1000 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep so you learn to sleep better night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number.
Don't miss our Labor Day special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
The iHeartRadio All Access free preview is coming. Listen to any song on demand, unlimited skips, even download your faves and listen offline. Experience true freedom. The iHeartRadio All Access free preview starts Monday. Download the free iHeartRadio app now. Free never sounded so good.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, September 22nd and 23rd.
The most unforgettable weekend of music on the planet.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies will remain partly cloudy as we move through our Wednesday. It's going to be windy, winds out of the south up to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40. We do have a wind advisory in effect. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms could also move through with some of the outer rain bands of Idalia coming in. We'll continue to see the chance of a few scattered showers and storms again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Labor Day savings start now at Lowe's. Save on select 3-quart mums. Right now, just 2 for $12. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/30 in-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
We all know the weather can change at the drop of a hat. It's important to be the first to know so you don't get caught driving through the next thunderstorm unprepared. I'm Fox 29 First Alert meteorologist James Whelan. Fox 29 First Alert weather at 10 p.m. We've got you covered.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
This is the iHeartRadio Sports Report.
In baseball, Alex Cobb came within 1 out of a no-hitter for San Francisco before Spencer Steer doubled with 2 outs in the 9th inning of the Giants' 6-1 win over the Reds last night, settling for a spectacular complete game. His 131 pitches were the most in his career and the most by any pitcher in the majors this season. 83 were for strikes. The win keeps the Giants in the 3rd wildcard spot in the National League, half a game up on the Diamondbacks and 1 game behind the Cubs. Elsewhere in the league, the LA Angels placed nearly a quarter of their roster on waivers yesterday, including starter Lucas Giolito, relievers Matt Moore, Ronaldo Lopez, and Dominic Leone, and outfielders Hunter Renfroe and Randall Grichuk. If all 6 Angels players are claimed, the team stands to save around $7 million in salary over the season's final month. And in the NFL, the Patriots cut backup quarterbacks Bailey Zappi and Malik Cunningham, leaving Mac Jones as the only quarterback currently on New England's roster. I'm Andy West with your iHeartRadio Sports Report.
Need more? Open the free iHeartRadio app for the best sports stations in the country and the most sports podcasts with the biggest personalities in the game on demand.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
I feel like I walk like Joe Biden now, and I dance like Donald Trump. So I feel like
on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, it is the Penthouse, and yes, it is a Wednesday. Gave away Rapids tickets later in the show, some WWGD. That's where I give people advice and oil changes. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good afternoon.
You guys can get involved. You can call us, 877-927-6969. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142, or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Ask us any question you want, but on the table today was a tourist trap, something that you know, or maybe something you were involved in. You got there and you're like, man, this is a disappointment. Let us know. You get involved with us those three different ways.
We got this email in from GR. He writes in, says, ask Greek if he knows what relative humidity is. Think about it. Have a nice day. Jimmy at realradio921.com. Make any sense to you?
No.
It's probably supposed to be a joke in there somewhere. And
Maybe
I don't quite get it. Sorry about that, GR. No, went over my head, too.
Maybe Franny knows. We'll see. I don't know. What is the question again?
What is, do you know what relative humidity is?
Good afternoon, Francis.
Hi.
Do you know what that is?
Do you know what relative humidity is, Francis?
Relative humidity?
Yeah.
Is it a humidity?
I do not know the exact definition of relative humidity.
The certain measurement of the humidity in the air, would it not be? Or again, we're there's something that we're missing, and I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm probably
Now, why is the question being asked?
I know it says GR wrote in to Jimmy at realradio921.com and says ask Greek if he knows what relative humidity is. And then think about it, and I don't know.
Maybe it would be where your closest relative is and what their humidity is.
Sounds accurate.
I mean, it might be that. I got to think of my closest cousin. I would have to go up to New York, New Jersey, and call them up and say, hey, what's the humidity up there today? Give me the answer. And you're related to me, so there's your answer. 5 squared times 2 squared equals pi. You know, it's ironic. They'll say 56% of Americans cannot afford an extra $1,000 expense, right? But you see all these stats. But the average smartphone is $720, and everybody has smartphones.
Well, that's a necessity. That's
you think
why.
so?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Live life without it.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. And that's the average. I mean, obviously, there's ones more expensive, a little less, but the average smartphone is $720, and they're saying that the 56% of people, which is a ton of people, can't afford extra expense. But man, nobody doesn't seem like you see people on the side of the road looking for money with a sign and they have a cell phone, an Apple 13.
Well, that's why they don't have money for an emergency when it comes up, because they're spending money on their phones.
Yeah, that's my point.
And that's the thing, right? It's what's priority to us.
That's right, like everything else. Yeah. People will wait in line to get the new phone. They got to have it. We got some fun facts. We got to have those.
Yeah, let's do some fun facts. Fun facts. Well, today is all about the beach. When was the last time you hit the beach?
Too
long. I'm with you.
Last year.
Yeah, I would say maybe about 4 or 5 months ago on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went by myself just to walk. That was it.
Yeah, National Beach Day. It's been too long. Maybe we should hit up the beach. Hopefully, I'll be hitting up a beach this weekend.
Yeah.
But it is also, I'd like to let you know, Frankenstein Day. Slinky Day. Was that your Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Wow. It's a pretty neat Frankenstein. Nice job, Bolts.
National Toasted Marshmallow Day.
Oh, wow. I could go for a toasted marshmallow. Put it in my mouth.
Okay.
Oh, boy. All right, the beach fun facts.
Beach?
Beach fun facts. Sculptura Projects, GmbH, made the tallest sandcastle back in 2019. And this was in Binz, Germany.
Okay.
Do you want to guess how tall it was?
It was 35 feet tall.
G-Man, do you want to place a guess?
They do meters, though.
I have feet.
You have the...
I'm going to go lower than that. That's tall. I'm going to go 17 feet, 6 inches.
Well, it was measured at 57 feet, 11 inches tall.
Wow. Bono to you, Jimmy.
I am curious, how tall is our Sandy? The Christmas tree we have in West Palm Beach. Does anybody have that stat?
I think that
And
was...
she's been around since before 2019, so I'm guessing not over 57 feet, or she would have that record, right?
No, I think that's 33 feet, 4 inches.
All right, I can see all over your face. You're full of it.
Shocking. What did you say, Greek?
33 feet, 4 inches.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's not that far off. Sandy's the world's only 35-foot tall, 700-ton holiday sand tree, and she will soon make her return to West Palm Beach waterfront. Now, I don't know how old that article is. That's from November 4th of 2022. But yeah, 35 feet tall.
What a beat. DeSantis just told me that. He texted me.
Oh, did
That
he?
was nice. Yeah. He's taking a break from
How did he know we were going to talk about that?
hurricane
He listens to our
coverage.
show.
Yeah.
All the time.
Get it.
Even during this hurricane coverage. He's listening to that. I got to listen to that Greek kid.
I get it.
He might need to know how tall that sandy tree is.
Yep.
Hey, we always appreciate the help. You got a lifesaver, throw it to us, we'll put it right in our mouth. Go ahead.
Wow, most sand.
Everything's going to Greek's mouth today.
I know. It's a
No
busy,
surprise.
It's a busy place. It's a busy place, Greek's mouth.
Reds do. It's the end of the month.
Most sand on Earth is quartz, which is a silica-based mineral. Now, that's why there's different colors of sand, right? The tan sand is a result of iron oxide and feldspar. That's why it gets tan. The sand and color based on location, source, and environment. Like the black sand comes from eroded volcanic material.
Oh, black sand's sexy.
Is it sexy?
Yeah.
Okay. What makes it so sexy?
It's not like normal sand. Like if you're walking on a beach with somebody and it's black sand, you're like, wow, this is sexy.
I got to look this up. There's a fact on here, and this is the FloridaPanhandle.com. That's their site where they have facts on here about the beach. White sand beaches come from parrotfish poop, and that's according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
Not going to argue with them.
Yeah.
That is very, very odd.
That's usually very fine sand, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like that sand.
Parrotfish poop.
Yeah. No, it's made out of poop. I don't know if I want to go there anymore.
I have a comment. I can't say it on the air.
Oh, man.
Well, thanks for bringing that up
I
again.
know,
That's
always,
great radio.
Always. I have so many things that are funny, but I can't talk about them.
It's profanity. I can't use it. Just
No
say it.
kidding.
Do you know what the terrace of a beach formed above the water is called?
The what?
It's called, they call it the terrace of the beach that's formed above the water.
A beach terrace.
Oh, man. Jimmy, you're all over it today.
Close. It's called the berm. So
The
there's a
berm?
term.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a term for
Okay.
it. Fraser Island is the world's largest sand island. So Revere Beach, Massachusetts, was the first public beach in the United States. The first paved road connecting the city to the beach opened in 1910 in Jacksonville.
Damn.
Yep.
Go Jags.
Good Super Bowl bet, by the way. Good odds.
Man. Shell Beach in Australia, which I've seen pictures of, looks beautiful, is made up of what? Trillions of tiny little shells.
Oh.
What were you going to guess?
Poo. Seems to be the theme.
And you go on the beach, you put the shell up to your ears so you can hear the ocean.
According to
And it says, hey, mate.
According to National Audubon Society, there's no such thing as a seagull. It's just a casual name people use for gulls. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's a gull.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But we call them seagulls because they're by the sea.
And these
Okay.
are critters that live in the oceans, National Beach Day. Blue whales, we've heard. Have you ever heard before that their heart is the size of a Volkswagen Beetle?
No, I haven't.
I have, but they say
Oh, I haven't.
contrary to popular belief, it's about 400 pounds and weighs about 14 times as much as an elephant's heart. But people have said blue whale's heart, so they're like, don't buy that. Don't believe that kind of stuff.
I'm not going to argue with a blue whale, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if he says
It's a tourist trap.
Yeah. He's got a big heart. I'd be like, you did.
Geppetto got trapped. Didn't Geppetto? Or was that a humpback? Geppetto, remember Geppetto? Pinocchio, he got trapped in a whale. And then Pinocchio had to go save him.
Right.
Right? Was that a blue whale, humpback whale? Do you remember?
Oh, no. I don't
No.
remember the particular brand of whale.
Sure wasn't Popeye?
Popeye.
It went to the whale's mouth?
No, Geppetto did.
Okay. I don't know.
Popeye might have to. He had to
I
go
don't-
save olive oil from Brutus.
I don't recall.
I don't remember.
recall Popeye ever going into a whale's mouth.
No.
Nope. 408 million people visit the beach in 2020. The United States Life-Saving Service formed in the early 1700s, and that is the lifeguard service.
Nice. You
in
guys
the early
do.
1700s.
You guys and girls do a great
Yes.
job every day protecting our beaches and helping us, and we can't thank you enough.
United States Life-Saving Association lifeguards rescued more than 71,000 beachgoers back in 2020.
Wow.
Yep. We also have here Beach Day. In a recent survey comparing vacation destinations, 48% of respondents felt like beaches were their favorite destination when it was time for them to plan their vacay. Send me to the beach.
Hell yeah.
Simple.
Almost half of Americans.
It's easy, just relaxing.
I'm in that group.
Yep.
Where are those places where they have those huts that are right there by the beach too, where you
I
can
want-
actually stay over top of the
over the water.
yeah.
They have them a lot. Like you said, Bora Bora, the
They have them there?
Maldives,
Okay.
stuff like
Oh.
that. Yeah.
Boy, that tell you
Polynesian
what.
islands.
If money's no object, boy, that would be the place to go for me.
Am with you. My sister started working for that big hotel group, and I want to say it's Bora Bora, maybe Maldives too, but they do have those huts, the IHG group.
Yeah.
And even with her employee discount, it is still too much money.
Oh, I imagine.
Because she was like, where do you want to go in my discount? And I'm like, Bora Bora.
The
you
Hard
go.
Rock, they have something close to something like that.
Yeah, but those are just to rent for the day.
Yeah. I mean,
And it's not the ocean. It's amazing. They're
Yeah.
gorgeous,
Yeah.
and it's a beautiful style. They do try to do that style tiki.
What's it
but
like
just,
a man-made lagoon type thing where they have a tiki over it?
They have like a big pool that they made it look like a lagoon because you can go paddleboarding in it and stuff.
It's different.
And you got your own little like wading pool. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really is, those little huts that they do. But I'm with you, Jimmy, to wake up every morning and just go, and that's how you would just get refreshed for the day, is just jump in the water right off of your patio, that deck over there.
And they got the glass bottom so you can look down, from the inside of the room.
That is bucket list dream vacation for me.
Holy Bora Bora.
There it is.
That'd be nice. It's on your bucket list. What else about the beaches? Anything else?
I already said I was done.
Oh,
It is? All right, we're done. Good thing, because the music's done. No, talk about timing.
I heard Bora Bora, and I was like, what?
We never run out of music bed for fun facts. We did that. It did today.
Yep, I got some texts at 47142. Started off with Real Radio. Our favorite tourist trap was stumbling on Babyland in Georgia last summer. What the hell was that place? Our kids asked the entire time. Is that the Cabbage Patch Factory? I'm so curious. I got to look to see what Babyland is. That's from Stacy. Because there's a place in Helen, Georgia that it was like where you watched the Cabbage Patch, like they were getting birthed out of cabbage heads. It was,
That's different.
to me as a kid, I loved it, but I got to look into Babyland, Stacy. I'm not familiar with it. Then we have, talking about Greek's Gridiron. Oh boy. Most of you guys are excited about football season, and Greek's Gridiron, the Penthouse, going to strikes is my favorite time of year for a different reason. Means I get Sharice every other week. That's from AJ, of course. We have here, G should have thrown, they were talking about the guy who followed you. He's like, G should have thrown that guy a bird and dared him to get out of his car. No, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm glad he did not. The guy that road raged you and followed you into the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
We have useless knowledge. It would take more than 48 hours to visit every store for just 5 minutes each in the Mall of America.
Wow.
It would take more than 43 hours to visit every store for just 5 minutes each in the Mall of America. Okay, thank you for that useless knowledge.
Mhm.
I guess you consider maybe the Mall of America a tourist trap. I've been there. It's pretty cool.
Isn't it like a bunch of levels too? Or am I
Yes,
mistaken?
and there's like a little, there's like an amusement park in it.
Yeah.
The iHeartRadio tourist trap, the iHeartRadio studio in West Palm. When I drove there a couple years ago to pick up tickets, I didn't see a penthouse. I didn't even have a penthouse because it's only a one-story building, and I couldn't see the ocean from there either.
Nice.
It's a total tourist trap. And then we have relative humidity.
Is there a floor above us?
Oh, there you
Then
go.
this must be the top floor.
Think about that, AJ. Relative humidity is when you get caught by your parents. Oh, I can't. Doing stuff with your sister. They say it's a sweat that runs down your back when your parents. God, I can't. No, I'm done reading these.
The crack of your
It's
behind.
always about your sisters.
That's
There's
what
so many sister jokes in here.
Evan called and
Oh my
told
God!
us that.
Yeah, but there's different. There's like different text numbers talking about people's sisters, fornicating sisters. Stop it. Parrotfish eat coral. All right, thank you, because they said that they create that white sand. The parrotfish poop. It wasn't this way 20 years ago, and I'm sure Franny can attest. All of Key Largo has become a tourist trap. I haven't really ever stayed at Key Largo. I always just drive through it to get to the other islands. But they do have a beautiful, it's the bungalows, but it's pricey. I want to say it's the only all-inclusive adult resort in South Florida, and it looks really, really nice, but it is really expensive.
The only inclusive?
All-inclusive
Really?
adult in South Florida, I do believe.
Oh, wow.
I do believe. I could be wrong.
I would have thought that that would be more, especially nowadays. That seems to be more common.
You see them a lot
all-inclusive
in the
resorts.
islands in Mexico and stuff, but
Right.
how often do you hear about them in the state? I mean, I know we have one up north.
It's one of those things that, again, I'll make an ass out of, somebody in me, because I just assumed that was something that was popular, especially amongst resorts.
That new one, they just the Sandpiper Bay. That
Okay.
used to be the old Club Med, right? That
Right.
was an all-inclusive. And so that is, too. And that is, I have not been there yet, but I've heard fantastic things about it. But that's Port St. Lucie area. That's an all-inclusive. I don't know if it's adults only, though.
Didn't that close down?
The
Club Med?
Yeah, no, now it's called Sandpiper Bay.
Oh,
They
okay.
redid it.
Okay.
Yeah, they
I'm
redid
sorry,
it,
I'm sorry.
changed it. It's supposed to be really, really pretty. Let's see, any more text messages? And Stacy said, yeah, the Cabbage Patch Place. All right. I loved going there as a kid. I really did. It said, you're going to be high. Greek must be high up on the employee value scale with his hack speech patterns.
That's not why.
That's not. Tourist Trap, the Roach Motel. You check in, but you don't check out. Isn't that Hotel California?
Yeah,
Right?
it is.
Or organized
At least
crime.
that's what the Eagles say.
We got a lot of text today. Wow. A lot of you can't read.
Obviously, the whale from Pinocchio is a female sperm whale because.
All right.
Here, you know what? Here, I'll just. There you go. You get the rim shot without the punchline.
And then, of course, some of these are, we have no worries. I won't, because I didn't read his text. He said, no worries. I won't talk about sisters, but I sure will talk about Nutter's wife. Steve.
Yeah. All right.
Nutter's wife.
That's from Steve and Mocha.
My favorite subject.
Never gets old. Talking about something that sticks.
Oh, man.
Oh, my
What?
God. Nutter's wife. I'm just saying, it doesn't go away.
She sticks.
I don't mean that in a bad way.
You gotta love you guys.
Only in a good way.
I love Nutter, and his wife is very nice. I was surprised.
Yes, we know.
877-927-69.
Speaking of, I know I can say this because it's public knowledge, and I just got a text message from him, but I want to give a huge congratulations to Dano and his beautiful wife, Allison. They had a baby girl.
Congratulations.
Yes. Charlotte. And healthy.
Charlotte Mary, right?
Yeah.
Or Marie?
I believe it's, I think that's how you'd say it. I'm just going to call her Charlotte.
Mari, I think, is how it was spelled.
Yeah.
My wife's boss's name is Mary, and
Is that how she spells it?
pronounces it Mary, and it spells it Mari. But yeah, congratulations, Dan and Allison. I'll tell you what, that was great news to see.
Fantastic news. If you're not familiar, Dano was with Real Radio for years and years and years and years and years. And so definitely happy for the two of them. This is their first child. So congratulations.
Great job.
First of many, right?
First of many.
16.
Don't give him a heart attack.
If I'm not mistaken, if I remember right.
First of many.
I thought he told me 16. I could be wrong.
Well, he's only got 15 more to go.
Keep going, pal.
You can practice.
Jimmy, you had something about some people with not answering their phones.
Well,
when
yeah. There's a question for you. So when either of you see unknown caller come up on your phone, do you answer it or do you just automatically let it go to voicemail and screen it out?
I mean, unless I'm trying to win $1,000 or a trip to Las Vegas for the iHeartRadio Music Festival, which I can't, I don't answer the phone.
Right. How about you, Greek?
I would say 8 out of 10 times I answer.
Most of the time you do,
I would.
you do answer.
I do answer.
Okay, and I will jump on that wagon more with Franny, where more than likely I don't. only recently because we've had a lot of different transactions going on. And as far as selling a house and what we're doing with that, I have been only because I don't know what they mean as much. Now, how about if it doesn't say unknown caller, but it has a phone number with no name? Does that change it for you guys? It'll be a 561 area code number, but it has no name. It doesn't say that it's a person or a business.
I am more likely to answer those phone calls just because of like real estate and the bartending events and stuff like that. I will. So I will answer those calls more so than when it's no caller ID or whatever on it.
And I imagine you'd be pretty similar, right, Greek? I mean, most of the time you're answering it even as an unknown, but if it has an actual number.
Yeah, none of my numbers have it because I don't have any contacts in mine.
No, but sometimes it'll just
that's
pop.
not the point.
Oh, but he's saying like, that's how the phone calls come all the time.
They always come like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
You know, 9 out of 10 times I know the number.
Right.
But if the only time it comes in, if it's a contact.
80% of us don't like to answer the phone if it's an unknown number, and that number, it does not surprise me at all. A little over half of us never answer the phone if it has an unknown number. 1 in 5 of us never answer the phone in those circumstances. The numbers are about 1/3 each. According to this data, about 1/3 of us get 5 or more unknown callers per week. Do you get that many?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say.
1/3 of us get less than that, more like 2. That would be my category. I don't know why. I feel lucky, though. And believe it or not, nearly the same amount of people get more than 5. Out of the group that gets more than 5 per week, that number can be as high as 20.
Wow, that's a lot.
As much as 20 calls saying that it's an unknown call per week. That is a lot of people getting a bunch of phone calls that they don't need. And a lot of times either solicitors or scammers.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing, right?
20's a lot,
Mm-hmm.
I would think, for during a week.
Yeah.
I mean, but a lot of people, you know, even my friends, they will not answer the phone if they don't know it.
Yeah, most of the time I'll let it screen out.
Yeah, I usually do. I usually get it. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Wednesday. Don't forget, later in the show, we got some WWGD. That's where I give oil changes. We're going to come back with a trifecta and a lot more. Peace.
Real radio is the news junkie.
My parents told me years later that I was supposed to have like leg braces.
Really?
Like
Forrest Gump?
Yeah, like Forrest Gump.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
That is great. You'll be there.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 7th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
If you're on 95 right now in Palm Beach County, just a couple of spots to be concerned about as far as accidents. You have a hit and run being worked southbound 95 just north of 6th Avenue South. Northbound 95 just south of Okeechobee Boulevard. Another crash. Both of those off to the shoulder. And then you have buckets in the roadway blocking all of the lanes. This is southbound 95 at Donald Ross Road in Palm Beach Gardens. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Open House Home Insurance. Getting your home insured in Florida can be a real nightmare, but with Open House Home Insurance, you can get a free quote online and see the hundreds you could be saving in less time than it took to listen to this ad. Start your savings and get details at openhouseinsurance.com. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep, and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number.
Don't miss our Labor Day special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, and the summer series continues this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, and Monroe's of Palm Beach Summer Series has got another hot DJ in the house. September 3rd, join DJ Joe Maz, pumping the energy into Monroe's with the beautiful ladies and a 5-star menu. It's Labor Day weekend. There's only one place to end the summer on a good note, and that's Monroe's of Palm Beach. Beautiful ladies surrounding you and some college football. Make sure you stop by Monroe's this weekend. Hey!
I'm looking for some classic cars to buy. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com if you've got a specialty car or something nice. Mopar anything, Corvettes, GTOs, Chevelles, square body trucks, K5 Blazers, K10s, K15s, all that good GM stuff from the 70s and 80s I'm really looking for. And of course, 15-year-old and newer stuff. We buy and sell 1,000 of those a week. From you guys right here. Been doing it for 38 years. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed in me that if I was going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps? It's Semper Fi, which means always faithful. What's the best part of Trajan Wealth? It's our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something, or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today at 561-390-1000 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Football is back. Come on out as we return to Earl's Hideaway tomorrow for our first Real Radio Coors Light watch party of the season as Florida takes on Utah. Great food and drink specials, including Coors Light drafts for $3 on Saturdays during college football season. Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Florida game in Gainesville. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. Earl's Hideaway, 1045 Indian River Drive in Sebastian. See you there.
Strauss Naturals presents the Health and Wellness Show with Wayne Elliott. Tune in weekly as Wayne and special guests dive into lively conversations on latest in healthcare, health education, and community health. The Health and Wellness Show with Wayne Elliott, Saturday at 7 a.m. only on WZZR.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2023.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies will remain partly cloudy as we move through our Wednesday. It's going to be windy, winds out of the south, up to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40. We do have a wind advisory in effect. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms could also move through with some of the outer rain bands of Idalia coming in. We'll continue to see the chance of a few scattered showers and storms again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Need an oil change? Valvoline Instant Oil Change is happy to help. Drive in, stay in your car, and let our friendly certified technicians get you back on the road in no time. No appointment needed. Go to getyouroilchange.com for money-saving coupons. Why wait? Come see us today.
iHeart Podcast Update. This week on your free iHeartRadio app. Verdict with Ted Cruz. Join Senator Ted Cruz and co-host Ben Ferguson as they break down the most important news stories of the day and reveal what they mean for you. More to it with Marcellus Wiley, a show featuring conversations with athletes, entertainers, and people with surprising stories that prove there's more to everyone's reality than meets the eye. An army of normal folks. Hosted by Coach Bill Courtney from the Oscar-winning Undefeated, this podcast is building the Army and celebrating its
You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Wednesday. Thanks so much for listening, and we appreciate you guys always being with us. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hello.
And it is time for a lunchtime trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
Break up the Yankees. Can't believe I'm saying this as a Yankee fan, but they won 2 in a row in Detroit. So the Yankees have won 2 in a row after really playing bad since the All-Star break. The GM, Cashman, has said it has been a terrible year, disaster year, and the Yankees spend big money. And that's one thing that, you know what, when you're spending big money, you want to win. But it doesn't always work out in sports. Some teams spend big money and they end up losing. This year has definitely been a wash for the Yanks. They just have not done well, but they have won 2 in a row, so hats off to them. U.S. Open is going on right now. Venus Williams played last night. She did not win, but it was great to see her out there. She's had great success there, won many titles over the years, and it was good to see her out there playing. John McEnroe also was supposed to be in a booth, but he did not get to the U.S. Open last night because he has COVID. So he's usually a staple. John McEnroe, always entertaining everybody, great tennis legend, but he was not able to get over to the booth. And college football tomorrow night, our Gators will be in Utah taking on Utah. Line is right now 6. Gators are getting 6. It is the home opener. Expectations for the Gators are not high this year. We'll see what happens. One game a lot of people are going to watch this weekend is Colorado as they take on TCU. And Deion Sanders' new era begins. They are getting 20.5 points. TCU against Colorado. Jimmy, any thoughts on that game?
No. I don't really. Although I will say that I would be on the bandwagon and take the over on their season total wins.
So you go over?
Yeah, I would do that, especially if they drop down now to 2.5. So
yeah, I got to double check.
They only got to have 3 wins. In that case, you know what? But I would have leaned even at 3.5. I would have leaned at the over, like a lot of other people.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are on it. We'll see what happens. A lot of our good buddy and expert Teddy Covers always is on the under.
Hard to go against him though. You know, I mean, Teddy's so good at what he does. So to take a pick that's kind of against what he says, and he was even telling us last weekend that I don't think he expects them to win at all.
No,
if I remember right,
they only have 9 players from last year's team. 61 new players.
Right.
61. That's a ton.
Any transfers?
Ton of them. Yeah, all Porto players, everybody. I mean, just a ton of new players.
But they don't think that they got enough talent to even get 1 or 2 wins. I mean, that's the thing. Wow.
They're saying 3 or 4, whatever it is. But let's say,
well, no. I mean, as far as like, you know, Teddy, it's the people that are going against that side, right? And
they win Saturday, everything will change because TCU's got a good team, obviously, and they're very well respected, but laying 20 points. If they ever pull a victory there.
20 points against TCU. Well, an outright win would be a miracle.
Oh, yeah.
Beyond a miracle, but and that's no pun against TCU.
No.
But yeah, I think I would have to lean definitely TCU in with the point, even laying that many points.
We'll see. Again, Deion's got his son, but it is just amazing this year. Really, Georgia should be getting all the pub because they won back-to-back, which that in itself is very hard, and going for a 3-peat and picked to win a third time. Yeah. They are picked by money experts, and you're not hearing much about Georgia.
No.
Everybody's poo-pooing on the schedule, too.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, the schedule's very easy. Yeah. But you're hearing the most noise you're hearing about is obviously
That's
Colorado.
all right. I like it that way.
Yeah, well, they're easy now until they play the games,
No, they got an easy schedule. They really do. I mean, experts are saying if they don't go undefeated, they'll lose shot.
But again, I say it's easy now until we play the games because, I mean, some of these teams may turn out to be powerhouses. We don't know.
You're right. I mean, somebody get injured. You don't know. And that is your lunchtime trifecta. Peace.
So you guys remember we talked about this website a while ago, and we haven't ventured to it in a few years. That Cameo website. Yeah. Do you remember where you could pay, I don't know, anywhere from a few $100 to $75, depending on what A, B, C-list celebrity that was there.
Yeah, they wish your birthday.
They send you a message
or
your birthday.
All right, that is the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah, they could also leave you you could pay extra to have them do your voicemail for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't heard about it in a while, and it looks like that during this strike, the writers and, of course, the actors followed suit during the strike, that they're doing what they can to make some money. And if OnlyFans isn't an option for them, I guess Cameo is, because they're turning to Cameo to make some extra money.
Really? Huh.
Yep. They said a lot of these working actors have turned to this app. More than 2,400 performers have joined or reactivated their Cameo accounts. 2,400. So that's an increase of 137%. Now, the average price for Cameo for Business, which allows a video to be used for commercial purposes, so businesses can do it, is $1,700, but that's a business purchasing that.
Right.
And they're doing a commercial, right, for them? Non-business bookings, the average price is $70.
That's more reasonable.
A lot more affordable.
Yeah.
But SAG-AFTRA has pretty strict rules in place for actors on strike. But this is one of those things that they can do.
It's a loophole.
It
they can do.
is. Yes.
That's cool.
They actually did reach an agreement allowing actors to count their Cameo for business earnings towards health and pension benefits, too. But SAG-AFTRA said 86% of its actors don't qualify for union health plans, $26,000 income threshold. So this is a way to support the actors by heading over to Cameo. I want to go on the website. It's been a bit to see if there's anybody worthwhile, but you can fetch somebody anywhere from, depending on how famous they are, $1 to $50. I wonder who's on there for $1 to $1,500. And then, as I mentioned previously, businesses, if they want a commercial, that's going to cost a lot more money. But let me get on this Cameo site. I wonder if there's anybody they can do.
Anybody you would want, Jimmy, for you? That to do something, maybe your phone, or to call you on your birthday, or maybe on a Monday when you come to iHeart, he just calls in and says, Jimmy, how the hell are you?
People are going to think I'm going to start having a man crush on him. I'm going to say Peyton Manning again because he's such a funny dude. I can see him calling up and leaving a birthday wish, right? And having some sort of a nice little joke, with how many candles are on a cake type thing, being old or something like that, and him making a joke about that. Yeah, Peyton.
I think that'd be cool.
I loved him as a player, and I like him even better off the field outside of things, doing funny skits and stuff.
I think it's maybe this one thing people are looking forward to. A couple of my friends were talking about they want to see the Mannings again on Monday Night Football.
Are they coming back?
Yes.
Are they? I haven't seen.
Nice.
I haven't seen any write up on that at all.
Yeah, they're coming back.
Okay.
What do you guys want me to hit up? Because they do it in categories. This is pretty cool though too. That if you know somebody who really likes an athlete or an actor or musician, and you go onto the website and you can see if they're on there or not, you can get gift cards. So you can send somebody $100 or whatever like that, so they can go and get their own. They can do their own Cameo, pick whoever they want.
Like if somebody wanted you, they can give me a gift card, and Francis will do it.
Well, no, you can do whatever you want with that gift card. There's just a gift card to Cameo.
Oh, wow.
Do you want athletes? I'm guessing.
Sure, or movie stars.
Okay, so because they do them by that. So let's see. We're gonna move on to
you picked Sports.
I went to sports.
Athletes. All right.
Yes.
I pulled up actors so we can look at a couple of
and
these
I went
together.
to specifically NFL because then they have subcategories, right, from sports. So let's see. You got Antonio Brown for $250 if you want him.
What's up? Yo, bitch, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yo, bitch.
Ray Lewis at $330.
Cool.
I could probably get that cheaper.
They even give him star ratings. So that's like from customers, right? So Antonio Brown's rating's not so bad. It's 4.63, and this is out of 5.
He probably puts a lot into it.
Yeah,
Ray Lewis
He's not doing anything.
Only 2 reviews.
True. 4.95 for Ray Lewis.
Right, yeah.
You got a lot of coaches. Let's see, Bo Jackson. If you want, Terrell Owens is on there. Yeah, a lot of people who aren't doing much. Let's see. You have. I'm trying to see if any of these names will stick out. None of them really. So
Tom Brady, no.
No Tom Brady on here.
All the names you put out there so far, I mean, they're all well-known athletes.
Got some older ones like Bernie Kosar's on there.
There you go.
Bernie.
He's got another watch he's got to buy.
Colt McCoy.
He's out of a job.
Is he?
He got cut yesterday.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
That's why he's on here.
Yeah, there you go.
His agent probably said, we got to get you on those cameos.
Yeah, because I'm looking and it's like nobody would be like, wow, over. How about for actors and actresses? Anybody?
Well, I'll tell you, not so far. I mean, there's something like Dean Norris. He was from Breaking Bad. He's on here. Shooter McGavin. He's on here as well. Of course, that's his character name from Happy Gilmore.
Oh, but they have him as Shooter McGavin, so he's going to play Shooter McGavin when he leaves.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's one a Greek might like, but I'm going to butcher his name. Vincent Curatola from The Sopranos.
Okay.
Let's see. We got William Daniels, John O'Hurley, Brian Cox, Brent Spinner, if you're a Star Trek fan.
Tommy Chung.
Tommy Chung is on there. Yep. Courtney Coco.
How about Taylor Swift?
I think she's too
She would be under
busy.
musician, wouldn't she?
Yes.
Too
and
busy?
I think she's too busy.
How about the Kardashians?
It's still looking like not
David Arquette.
too many of these A-listers are on here. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, these are people who definitely probably just need money.
I wonder how much Peyton Manning would be. It'd be pretty cool. Get a cameo for them.
I like Joel McHale.
Oh, the Naked Cowboy. There you go, Greek.
Giddy up. Get off my saddle.
Let's see.
The Naked Cow. How much is the Naked Cowboy? Does it say?
Wow. I moved on. All right, hold on. Let me go back to it. I can get there. He is the Naked Vile, $50.
We'll give him 45.
That's not terrible.
And a blow pop.
Yeah. Nikki Blonsky. She looks familiar. She's from Hairspray.
No. Oh, okay. All right.
How about the chick from Sopranos who's on Fans Only? She up there?
I wonder if we can. Hold on. Let me search. So, Drea
De
Matteo, actress of The Sopranos. Sons
I would
of
think
Anarchy.
Yeah. I would think
temporarily unavailable.
So
because
she
she's
was
busy.
on there.
Yeah,
She's
she
busy.
probably can't. Her contract
Yeah.
with OnlyFans doesn't let her do it.
She's got too much going on.
So, who did you asked for somebody else too? Do you remember?
I said what the Kardashians on there. I would. I'm sure they'd be a ton of
I'll
money.
do
but
Kim Kardashian. Doesn't even come up.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah.
They're like, we're good.
we got enough. Kanye on there?
We're billionaire status.
Kanye on there?
No, Kanye needs everything. Kanye East.
Yeah, there'd be some people that would be cool. I think Peyton Manning would be a cool one. I think that would be.
I think some of these people overprice themselves too.
Like who?
Like Kenny G. I mean, I understand, right? Megastar in his own right.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pay $350.
Oh, wow.
Unless you play me that sexy sax while you're doing it. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, country fans. Randy Travis is
I
on
saw
here.
that.
Yeah, he's under actor though, and not singer. That seems kind of odd.
He's under musician too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Tell Kenny G we'll give him $400. We want a golf lesson also because he loves to play golf. Supposedly he's pretty good. $350 is a lot for a cameo. Again, is there anybody you guys would want? 877-927-6960. Cameo, maybe a voicemail or for a birthday wish. Stallone be cool. Or Arnold. Either
Well,
one
you think
of them.
that they would come right up, but let me look for Sylvester.
Yeah, because you can put in the search.
Rocky Stallone.
But
Oh,
not
Rambo impersonator. Sylvester McCoy. Nope.
What about his brother that looks like him?
Storm was just a
Frank
Joseph.
Stallone, he's on here. Frank Stallone is.
Is he?
You can get him for $75.
There you
All
go.
right. We'll start with him, and then we'll say, hey, can you get a Sly? I mean, we're paying you $75.
You look, G-Man, on Cameo, they have a section where you can join as talent. Get paid to connect with fans. We can create a profile for you, and you can record personalized videos from your phone and start earning.
Let's do it. We have a mutual friend who has this.
You should do it, G-Man.
Sid Rosenberg does it.
They are asking for your legal name and then your display name. So Greek and Greek, is that what we put on there?
Finally found one here that people know. Tom Arnold. He's on here for $100.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow, man. He used to make some big money. Tom Arnold. How about Roseanne?
Larry Wilcox from Chips. Dun, 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 dun.
How about Eric Estrada? Is Eric Estrada still alive?
Yes, don't kill him.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead yet.
I don't know.
How about Richard Karn? He was on Home Improvement.
How about
he looks great, by the way,
Yeah, he
because
does.
he's still doing commercials, and it looks like he's doing Tool Time.
Yeah.
And he looks the same. Like, he looks like he has not aged
All right, I got one for you.
since Home Improvement.
For an entourage, the guy we had on here.
I can't believe you tried to kill Eric Estrada.
I didn't know. I just asked a question.
I don't see Piven.
No, he's not
Jeremy Piven, actor. Hold on, let's see.
Yep, he's on there.
He's here. I don't see anything. You can follow him, but I don't see where you can get him to do 24-hour delivery. Available to book.
He'll deliver him to you?
Wow. That's
Book
impressive.
a personal video for $300. I guess he just does videos.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
Oh, yeah, a lot of these do. So $300.
$250. That's tops.
His star rating is less than Antonio Brown's.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably not that friendly with the people. I mean, you would think if somebody's paying, you're going to give the extra mile. You know what I mean?
You would think, yeah.
For a birthday one. Franny,
Dan Patrick's on here.
Oh, that's cool.
$150.
That's not bad.
Yeah, there's nobody on here that I would be interested in spending any money.
Patrick Duffy. Well, let's say that it could be on here.
I don't know.
Is there anybody in mind? 311? Like the whole band.
The whole entire band.
How about Mick Jagger?
I mean, that'd be really cool. Yeah.
Somebody different.
There's definitely some cool musicians. I would think that.
How about for your husband? It's his birthday. What would you think of somebody that he would want? Maybe a ball player? Maybe Jimmy Johnson?
Somebody from the U?
Yeah, probably Cowboys or.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Troy
Jerry
Aikman?
Jones,
Yeah. That would be something. He likes Dwayne Johnson.
The Rock.
I think he would enjoy a birthday message from him.
I'm going to talk to him tonight, see if we can do it.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Oh, I have
$10.
I have a new one for me. Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Be still my heart.
He stole my heart.
Priscilla Presley is available for $200.
I'm all shook up at that price.
Yeah. They screwed her with that whole with the money when it came to the estate. Didn't she not get it?
No, I think she was fighting with the daughter's kids, right? With that, not the estate. I think she was fighting with the daughter's kids over the daughter's amount of money. I don't know if it had anything to do with the Elvis thing. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I remember seeing an article where she said, I don't have anything against the kids. We're all good.
Yeah.
But it always sucks when families are fighting over money.
Speaking of some major musicians, if you are familiar with pop world and somewhat hip hop, Justin Timberlake and Timbaland, big names. It looks like they're going to be curating some music for Monday Night Football.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. ESPN announced that Justin Timberlake is going to be reteaming with producer Timbaland. I did hear that they're going to come back because they used to do music a while back. They had an album together and they had a song with Nelly Furtado. The three of them are going to get together again and they're putting out a single. But yeah, they said that games are going to be curating music for select Monday Night Football games throughout the 2023-2024 NFL season, and it's going to be featured in promotional spots, live telecasts, pregame shows for 7 weeks this season. So that's interesting.
So they're getting away from the traditional one that they've had for years.
Well, I think they're still going to have that.
Just sporadically?
Yeah. They said that, like I mentioned, it's going to be throughout the season, featured promotional spots, live telecasts. It's not necessarily the song for Monday night, Sunday night football like they normally do. But they said it's going to kick off with Keep Going Up, which is a new single from the two of them, and Nelly Furtado. And that's going to be used in week 1 for a promotional spot.
Week 1 is Buffalo and the Jets.
Oh, is that? That's a Monday night game, huh?
Yeah,
No
September
kidding.
11th. Buffalo and the New York Jets, September 11th. That's going to be an exciting game. Like I said, kicking off the NFL season. The 7th is when the whole season kicks off, and that is the Lions and the Chiefs.
Going back to the actors there for a little bit, did you guys see several Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul cast members? They came together on the picket line, of course, with the writers, and actors strike that's going on now. And Bryan Cranston said he doesn't want to make the studios out to be villains, and at some point they will be working together again. So we just want them to be kind of have, a form of reality here, some sort of fairness, come back to the table. And, of course, he was one of the stinky. One of the sticking points for them is, of course, the artificial intelligence. And he was talking about it. This is what he had to say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, never before. This contract will have a sentence in there that states actors must be human beings. This is mind-boggling, but that's what it will say. And the same thing with the Writers Guild contract. Must be written by a human being. We've never had to imagine that before, but that's here right now. And we have to step in and say, you are dehumanizing the workforce, and it cannot continue.
You know what? I can't blame them.
No.
And I guess maybe it's because of the business that we're in. That,
sure, of course.
The AI can actually affect us as well. So I don't blame them for going down this road. Residuals was another topic of importance for them. Jesse Plemons, who played Todd on Breaking Bad, said, "I started acting quite a while ago, and that's how people survive when they're not working. Is through the residuals, so they keep getting in. Obviously, as Breaking Bad is out there, and a little bit of those money still keep coming in through from the syndication. So I can see where obviously the AI is the big one, even for me.
Yeah.
Like I can so see how that's going to be an issue for the actors. And
Bryan Cranston has been very, very vocal during this. He really has. You've seen him in the front line of these demonstrations and stuff like that. He's always been like the voice. I posted a video of him maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, giving one hell of a speech about what's going on, specifically for the writers more so than actors too, sticking up for them. So if you have not seen that, that's on realradio921.com/penthouse. And speaking of the blog, I know we have some other things up there. You always put the Graham Girl on, which is good stuff. I did yesterday put that story about the breastfeeding Florida couple. If you could see, that's up there.
Oh, I forgot. I was going to check that out.
That's a video here. And then recently I did this an interview yesterday for the Gator, but I shared it with the Penthouse because it's somebody that I think a lot of people would be interested in going and checking out. Joe Satriani, who is the #1 selling, probably successful commercially played guitar player solo in the world. He's taught so many incredible people, but he just came off of a tour and now he's doing an exhibit of art.
Cool.
At Wentworth Galleries.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that cool that a lot of these rock stars, musicians go into visual arts? And so he's got some fine art he's going to be displaying. So you can see the interview that I did with him, with Joe Satriani, and he is going to be in 3 locations in September. I know the Wentworth Galleries, there's one at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Very cool. There's
one in Boca Raton, I believe, in the mall. And then there's one in Las Olas. So you can seek out where he's going to be if you're interested in checking him out. And what's really cool is that if you buy a piece of his art, you get to stay afterwards at his gallery for a very intimate performance. So people who purchase his art get like
awesome.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. That's realradio921.com/penthouse.
One of the things that with the writer strike that they're talking about is that there's no movement. Which is really bad.
They've had a lot of meetings. They just aren't agreeing to anything.
Yeah, well, but again, no movement at all. When you hear from both sides, like they're not getting closer in any shape or form, which is scary.
See, it's interesting because you hear from one side they are getting closer, and then the writer's like, not close enough.
Yeah. It's sort of strange, too, because you would think that they would want it to end soon. I mean, I can't imagine. Although I do know that we keep hearing every now and then, like some of the really big A-list actors are putting out a bunch of money.
Oh, yeah.
So that some of the lesser known actors and writers can still function. But I mean, everything they made it sound like they're not going to come to the table until Christmas time, the holidays.
Yeah, I have a buddy of mine who
is just wild.
Yeah, he is an actor, and he told me this the other day. He goes, he doesn't think there'll be any resolve until next year.
Right.
It's his thought from what he's hearing. That's not good all around. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Wednesday. We're going to come back with some Florida stories. Franny, what is in the toaster when we hit pop?
Yeah, here in Florida, end of September, I'll let you know how you can eat in the sky. Also, something really cool. A local animal charity that is near and dear to Real Radio, especially back in the Love Doctor days. I'll let you know something about them. It has to do with Bob Barker. And then a guy with white paint all over his head and a crowbar acting a fool. I'll give you the details with that and everything else on Real Radio 92.1.
We're still your at-work station, even if your work happens to be on the kitchen table. Bed. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio.
180! What's up?
Football is back. Real Radio 92.1 is your official FM home for Florida Gators football.
This is Gators head football coach Billy Napier. Join Sean Kelly and the rest of the broadcast team as they bring you Gator football all season long.
The season starts this Thursday, August 31st against Utah. Kickoff at 8 p.m.
15, 10, to the house! Touchdown, Gators!
Don't miss a snap. Listen on air or stream Real Radio 92.1 on our free iHeartRadio app. Florida Gators football on Real Radio is presented by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida injury lawyers. Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Expressways along the Palm Beaches looking good for our Wednesday drive. No major delays on the Turnpike or 95. We do have road work downtown West Palm. Clematis still closed from Dixie to Olive. Use Banyan or Datura instead. Make sure you slow down for bicycles on the ride. That's traffic. I'm Jody Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Hey, it's the Greek, and college football is back. The last thing you want is your AC to break down when you're watching your favorite team. Your AC needs to be ready to perform all 4 quarters like your football team. Call 855-4FL-HVAC. Call 855-4FL-HVAC today or go to their website, filterbyhvacsolutions.com, to read reviews of their customers and see how happy they were. Filter by HVAC has a 24-hour emergency service for their customers. Enjoy college football season this year in the comfort of your home with your AC working. Your team stresses you out. You don't need your AC to stress you out. Also, AC tune-ups available, $49 for listeners. Call them today, 855-4FL-HVAC. That's 855-4FL-HVAC. Pace.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep, and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number.
Don't miss our Labor Day special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
For you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, September 22nd and 23rd.
The most unforgettable weekend of music on the planet.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies will remain partly cloudy as we move through our Wednesday. It's going to be windy, winds out of the south up to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40. We do have a wind advisory in effect. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms could also move through with some of the outer rain bands of Idalia coming in. We'll continue to see the chance of a few scattered showers and storms again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's BOGO $1 deal. Wendy's BOGO $1 deal is back at participating Wendy's. Buy a Dave single, spicy chicken sandwich, 10-piece nugs, or medium frosty, and get another for $1. Double your deliciousness. Hurry, this BOGO deal won't last.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
D, do you have a pain? Do you have something in your butt? You're walking. I have to tell you, I'm not going to say this.
No. Say it. I'm stopping.
You are walking like a fat guy.
Oh
my God! Look on his face. Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted? He was. This is the first time I've ever seen him do that.
What does a fat guy walk like?
I'm so sorry.
I got to see you there. Hey, excuse me, ma'am. When I was walking to you, do I look like I walk like a fat guy? I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I'm gonna back up. Now here go my walk. do I look like I walk like a fat guy? A little bit.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station.
Hey, it's Rover. Real Radio has your shot at $1,000 and a VIP trip to Vegas for our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword LUCKY. This nationwide contest. That's lucky to 200-200. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Welcome back to the program. Always appreciate you guys tuning in to Real Radio 921. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and Viva Las Vegas. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and a good afternoon.
And Francis is here.
Hey, happy Wednesday.
And it's time for some Florida stories.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, of course, you know, hurricanes bring out some crazies, and that's
Yes.
what's happening. Well,
No surprise there.
as long as they're not hurting anybody, you know we're going to find footage. And so far, 3 different dudes riding 3 different things through the flooded waters from the hurricane surge.
This sounds exciting.
Oh my God. It's some of them are funny. They're doing, there's all kinds of weather reports going on out there, and they're live in action, and people are caught off guard when they see these people doing what they're doing. Hurricane Idalia is going on, and there are people from paddleboarding through the storm surges.
Delicacy.
Yes.
Surfing?
And so, no, not surfing, but I'm talking about not in the flooded waters of their neighborhood.
Yeah.
Then we have somebody who is braving the flood waters on an inflatable duck. And this was happening during...
That's impressive.
Yes.
That might make you open your door and be like, hey, buddy.
Yep.
What are you doing later? Want some whipped cream?
People were telling, they were like, during the storm's path, you should follow the advice of the officials and hunker down. But 2 men in Tampa ignored all warnings. And instead, they found a new way through morning rush hour traffic on Bayshore Boulevard, paddling through the flooded roadway on a giant inflatable duck.
So there was rush hour traffic.
Yes.
Well, we take the duck.
And they were like, all right, this is the only way we can make it through traffic is to get on a duck. And that's exactly what they did.
Don't duck me, man.
Now, they weren't the only dopes doing that.
Oh.
During CNN's hurricane coverage, it was interrupted by a Florida man riding an inflatable turtle. So, yes, all kinds of critters going down the storm.
You wonder why people talk about Florida. They're watching the news, CNN all over the world. Is that a duck? I got to beat the traffic, bro.
Yep, Florida man just wants to have some fun. He was like, that's what we do here after all, right? We don't push politics during monstrous hurricanes. We don't fearmonger. We just put on our hard hats and blow up a giant inflatable turtle and cruise down the streets without a care in the world.
Sounds good to me.
Light up a babania and they're ready to go.
I love it.
No, we got some natty ice going on there, I'm sure.
Yeah, you do. Oh, man, this is great. I love this. They were like, we don't run from hurricanes unless we're told to by our great governor, of course. We ride them out on inflatable animals through the flooded streets, and that's exactly what Florida man did.
And no matter when it's...
2 separate occasions, right? The turtle and the duck were not together.
I mean, no matter what storm it is or fires, there's always somebody who says, I'm staying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole staying, hunkering down and being in your house is... these people are on inflatable devices.
They were prepared, though.
In the floodwaters.
They were prepared. I got to call you back. I'm blowing up my duck.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how prepared they were. And then, this Florida guy went all nutsos. And not only did he go nutsos, he looked nuts. He had white paint on the top of his head. He had it splattered on his ears and a little bit on his chest, on his face. But that wasn't the scary part of him. His name was Anthony Moreno, and he is schizophrenic. And according to the reports, he has not taken his medication in 10 years. So he's just dealing with it. According to this, not very well.
Clearly.
Yeah. So deputies responded.
He's a work in progress.
To a Best Western hotel because somebody called 911 and there was like, there's a suspicious dude who's got white paint all over his body, his face, his hair, and he is acting like he's about to throw a crowbar at my vehicle right now.
Not good.
He had trespassed that same Best Western the day before, so the employees there were familiar with him. They're like, this is the same guy. When deputies arrived, he was threatening all 3 of the deputies with his crowbar, saying that he was going to strike them.
He wasn't actually staying at the Best Western.
No, he was not.
Just
no.
somewhere nearby,
Yes.
and he walked on their property.
Yes.
That sucks for Best Western.
Trespassing.
Yeah, really.
Because they didn't have nothing to do with it, and they're getting all this.
Well, it's in front of their property, trespassing in front of their property.
And they're getting free pub, so.
I guess.
Yeah. So they tried to reason. They tried to reason with him. I guess he looked hungry because they were like, "Hey, we'll get you some food and drink if you give us your crowbar."
Try to work things out with the guy.
Yeah. But he answered,
how would you like a Big Mac?
Give me a croissant for the crowbar.
Croissant. Buttered? Okay.
But he obviously was not hungry because he answered with more verbal threats to the cops and waving his crowbar around. And then when they were like, why? What's the white paint? What's that for? He told deputies it's because he is the Joker.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say college football kicking off.
Come at me, Batman.
Like G-Man said, this guy was losing his cookies. So more deputies showed up to block traffic, and he eventually surrendered and is hanging out at the Santa Rosa County Jail. Now we'll get to some fun and good news. If you want to ride high in the sky and eat some Subway in Miami, at least the skies of Miami, you can. Orlando, too, if you're listening, Orlando, they have this whole Eat in the Sky promotion going on, and you can sign up to do that. Yes, you go in a Subway blimp.
I don't think you ever went to a Subway store.
SubwayInTheSky.com. So you're definitely not going into a blimp. We know that.
There goes that sponsor.
I didn't say it was bad or good. I said I don't think I've ever been in a Subway.
They were just sold. Subway was.
Yeah.
They were sold to. It's called Rourke Capital. It's a private equity firm. They say with expertise in restaurant management that could help the chain expand and improve their stores.
Oh.
Now it's so funny that we heard that they were going up, right? They were selling Subway when it looks like they just threw in so much money to rebrand themselves and get all these megastar athletes on there and saying, now we cut our meat fresh and we do this and that.
I can't believe the people that they have. It's got to be. I was there over $100 million. The ball players they had.
Were they the ones that just did this thing where you could change your name? Or who,
the tattoo.
That was them, right?
Right? Was it a tattoo or was it? Yeah, change your name to Subway.
Change your name to Subway,
yeah,
right?
legally change your name. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Curry, I mean,
Yeah,
Brady.
you're
Oh
right.
yeah, they've had tons.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have written some big checks for these guys.
Yeah.
Now they're putting you up in a blimp.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. So the this company, because I looked them up there, because they are what did I say, the Rourke private equity firm. I mean, they do pretty well. They do have $37 billion in assets under management.
I think they're okay.
Franchise business.
Yeah,
They have 2 holding companies that own multiple restaurant chains, Inspire Brands, the parents of Arby's, Dunkin', Jimmy John's, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Focus Brands that own Auntie Anne's, Carvel, Cinnabon, and Jamba Juice. So I think that they're gonna they got they got good new ownership. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they're fine.
So
You said
hopefully they will
Carvel?
do okay.
I think you said in that list, Carvel?
Carvel, I did, yeah.
Fudgy the Whale?
Yeah.
Maybe I get him to leave me a voicemail.
So if you want to
Fudgy
ride
the Whale, leave
and
your
eat
voicemail.
Subway,
How
it's
much?
free. You just got to register at SubwayInTheSky.com. And then finally here in your What the Florida, Dr. Rich, the man, the legend, Dr. Rich from the Love Doctors, Real Radio. He would talk about this, going there. It's a chimpanzee sanctuary in Fort Pierce. I have not been yet. I've heard it's such a cool place to go, and it's called Save the Chips. It's a 150-acre chimpanzee sanctuary, and we know that Bob Barker really did a lot of stuff for animal organizations. And even in his passing, he is still doing good, donating to over 40 charities, nonprofits, including $260,000 to save the chips. Yep, so that is going on. So I'm sure they are thrilled about that. And I did not know this. So back in the day, 98, he gave $10,000, $250,000 back in 2012. So Save the Chimps has always been on his radar. And because of that huge donation in 2012, they actually dedicated the road around the sanctuary as Bob Barker Boulevard. And there you go for some What the Florida.
That's really cool because, I mean, I guess, I don't know if I'm alone there, but I associate Bob Barker with the West Coast.
Yeah.
You know, with being in Los Angeles there with the Price is Right. So for him to embrace an animal charity and
Down here.
sanctuary like that here on the East Coast of the, not only the state, but the country, that's really cool.
That is. They're very nice, very generous, extremely.
Did you? I'm just to kind of bring him up just a little bit. So his girlfriend was talking about the words he said before he passed, and it was one of those. Oh my God, it's so sweet.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know if I want to hear this.
No, it's just really sweet. This was an interview, so I actually heard her saying it. But the quote was when they asked her like, "What was the last thing he said to you?" And he said, "Give me a kiss. I'm going to be leaving," is what he said.
Oh,
and that was I know.
That's very sad.
Yes, it is.
That sucks. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. You can also text us at Real Radio, 47142. If you or email Jimmy at realradio921.com. If you can get one celebrity to leave you a cameo voicemail or maybe just a hello for your birthday or happy Monday.
This is a good one. Samuel L. Jackson, 47142. Start off with Real Radio. Yep. Somebody said, Franny, if you paid Greek for a cameo personal video, it would definitely have to come with subtitles. Mingara. And then somebody said for $20, I'll leave a happy birthday on G's voicemail. I don't know who that is, but they'll leave a happy birthday on your voicemail, G-Man.
Oh, for $20? That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Tell them to send a picture.
Uh-huh.
Not that matters, but it matters.
And thank you.
Tell him to send a picture.
Jimmy, you said you wanted to stay in a bungalow hut?
Yeah.
Bungalow.
A bungalow hut. We got a text that the Sandals, both in Jamaica and El Dorado Beach, blah, 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 in Mexico, both have bungalow huts on the water. And I'm sure they're way cheaper than Bora Bora. and it's a quicker flight.
Nice. Sounds good to me. Jimmy at realradio921.com. AJ wrote in saying congratulations to Dano and his wife. I guess we know what Dano got for Christmas last year. Of course, we announced earlier that Dano and his wife had a baby here the other day. Yesterday, was it? I do believe we saw the picture. So, and he wanted to come in and wanted to congratulate Dano and Allison on their new arrival.
Proud Papa. I've received already 8 or 9 photos of him, and he looks so happy, and he is so happy.
Oh,
so
sure. You got to be ecstatic.
I am thrilled for Dano and Allison. And then Hugh writes in, because we were talking about music for the NFL. Justin Timberlake and Timbaland are going to be doing stuff for Monday Night Football. And Hugh says that Darius Rucker is supposed to be doing the Saturday College Football opening theme song, Coming to Your City.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. He's cool. You might see Tom Brady if you're in the Fort Lauderdale area or maybe even in Boca this weekend. I know he's going to be at a conference for Value Entertainment. Mike Tyson's going to be there, too. I know it's at the Diplomat Hotel. So you might see Brady around. It's a big company. They do a lot of different things, and they got these two guys speaking. I'm sure they're both going to be very interesting to hear. But Tom Brady is going to be in our neck of the woods. You could ask him about his girlfriend, his new girlfriend, and banging around with Bradley Cooper. Say, Tom, what's with that? You cool with that? There was also people, the Patriots yesterday on cut day, cut their 2 backup quarterbacks, which really surprised a lot of people. And right now, as of today, they only have 1 quarterback. Jones on the whole roster. And that led to speculation with people. Is Brady coming back?
Didn't they get a guy? I thought they trade for somebody?
Not that I saw.
No, for a quarter. No, I mean like a week or so or 2 weeks ago, something like that. No, clearly not, because you would have mentioned it. So,
but their 2 backups, they ended up letting go yesterday, and they only have 1 on the roster now. They'll get somebody else, but the 2 backups, they definitely didn't. And people were like, "Oh my God, is Brady coming back?" Oh, no, he's not. But when they do open up September 10th, it'll be Tom Brady Day in Foxborough as they take on the Philadelphia Eagles, which will be a pretty cool thing. But you might see Brady.
Tom Brady Day up there? No kidding.
Yeah, it's first game of the year. They're honoring Tom Brady. I don't think...
You think he shows up?
Yeah, I think I'll be there.
What if he doesn't?
Oh, that'd be brilliant. That'd be something I would do.
I'm busy.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
I got an event in Boca.
Yeah. I'm having a cigar with Greek.
Some Greek kid.
Some Greek kid. Yeah, you never know. So you might see him in the area this weekend. He's going to be down there. I was going to try to possibly attend that conference. I don't know if I will be able to. But, yeah, him and Mike Tyson, I think those are 2 guys that wouldn't mind hearing speaking and talking about life. Again, if you have somebody that you wouldn't mind doing a cameo for you, or leaving a birthday wish or just hello, or your voicemail. I think if you had somebody do your voicemail, it'd be pretty cool, because then people would hear it and they'd be like, did I call the right number? You know, who is that? Tom Brady? You know, Greek's not here. Give him a call back. And you'd be like, wow, is that Brady? Or maybe somebody special you guys can do. Franny, I know you had a social dilemma that we were going to try to get into before some WWGD, which we'll do at 1:35 after the trifecta.
Yeah, let me find that social dilemma. This is one I had yesterday, so I just got to dig through my stuff for it. But this is kind of like a WWGD style stuff. I've started doing these, and people, whether they come through Facebook messages or emails or whatever it is, just seeking some answers for specific things. And it can be work, relationship, anything related. And just like WWGD style, if you ever want to ask our opinion, you always can. You can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Now, this one has to deal with neighbors. And this one was Emmett from Facebook saying, my girlfriend and I just moved into a new apartment. And on the day we moved in, our downstairs neighbors stopped us on our way in and ranted about how awful the previous tenant was and how they made living there so difficult for him. He's like, well, unfortunately, we gave him our number and told him, like, hey, just text us if you ever have a problem with us. Right?
Kiss of death.
That's what he said.
Kiss of death.
Jimmy, you were on point because he was like, big mistake. He sends us messages every day complaining about the noise, our parking job, about our guest, or anything he thinks to complain about. It's gotten to the point of harassment, and we don't know what to do about it. We told the landlord, and he suggests we change our phone and our phone number and just ignore him. He was like, but that's not really an option, right? Because I guess, their phone number is connected to a lot of things. It's just not an option for them.
Yeah.
They want to know, what should we do? We're being reasonable and trying to be good neighbors, but this guy clearly has issues.
Can't block the number?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I was thinking. Yeah, block it. That's all. And then when you see him, say, hey, neighbor, what's up? Haven't heard from you in a while.
I think that would be a quick fix, right?
Yeah, block it. That's what I was going to say. First thing I was going to say.
That way, it's not like you don't have to change your number. Just block him. I'm assuming it's coming from one number all the time. You know who it is. If he has multiple numbers, it's hard to do. It's hard to block some things like solicitations. I've noticed that. Like I'll block a number, I get a solicitation from him, some sort of. It's usually political, and then a week later I'll get another one. But
now let's add something a little
different.
extra, because blocking. That's an obvious thing to do, right? And that's a good suggestion. But let's say, how do you handle it? Like if the guy's like, well, you're not responding to my text or this and that, and you see him in person because he's a neighbor. Like, what do you say knowing that he has been blowing up your phone and you do happen to see him?
It's my wife. I got to talk to her. She does that to my mother, too, all the time. I'll get back to you on that.
Well, that's the Greek way.
Or give him $20. Say, every day you don't text me, I'll give you $20.
That's the Greek way, too.
I'm
Throw money at it.
I'm talking he just bitches at you, like when he sees you in person. Like what he doesn't via text, he's doing at you in person.
And then, you could only go to the authorities and just be like, look.
Can you, though? Because is he committing a crime?
Well, if he's bothering you and you feel it's harassment, you can call police. You could always call police for harassment. Whether it's provable, I don't know, but maybe they could have somebody talk to them and say, hey, leave these guys alone. I'm sure that sucks. That's something anybody would want to deal with. Yeah. Somebody's bothering you and you go out, because then you start getting worried. You go out to your car, the person's there, you in the morning.
Right. They start waiting for you,
And then I would also worry about my significant other. If she's by herself one time, and the guy's by the car waiting for her, guy sounds like a Fruit Loop. You know what I mean? That's not good. There's a couple other things you could do I can't say on the radio, but I think I would just try to talk to him and say, hey, you know what? I want to be neighbors with you, but I'm not going to respond to all these texts.
Yeah, we're sort of assuming the fact that he's being super nitpicky about things, and it isn't. They're not legitimate complaints, right?
Yes.
Obviously, when you're in a situation like that, some noise travels and people, walk heavy. I know that sounds silly, but I think
it does happen.
People know what we're talking about there. So, if you can try to be as courteous as you can. Assuming that you are doing that, it's very difficult. If somebody wants to confront you on a consistent basis, as long as they're not doing anything physical, I don't know what you can do.
God, I'm very, very lucky.
Sticking up for yourself.
And I'm sure you guys are too, because I never hear you talk about it, but I'm very lucky that we have decent neighbors. We have good neighbors. Some we don't really talk to us that much, but never I've had an issue in any place I've lived. I just can't imagine especially buying or whatever, and then you just realize you got neighbors from hell.
Okay. So,
God.
But at least the only thing with house that you have an advantage that you're not going to hear anybody. You know what I mean? In an apartment, you got to have people above you, people in the hallways, stuff like that.
Oh, in a house, you can absolutely still hear people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, then that would suck. If you're paying a
Sitting
mortgage
in your backyard and
people
you're
having
constantly
ragers.
hearing stuff going on.
Fights. Yeah, I hear all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Roosters. All kinds of stuff.
All right,
Sex.
Sex. I guess I've been lucky.
All kinds of things. Great.
I haven't heard anything. I'm always underwater. The only thing I had over my place is that the girl next to me sometimes parks at my spot, and she always leaves me a note like 2 days later. Like, I'm sorry. I always do this. I don't know if she's drinking or what, but she always leaves a note in my car like, sorry, parked in your spot the other day.
I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm doing it anyway.
And I'm going to leave you a note.
She's done it 3-4 times.
God.
Because what I get nervous about is if I'm parking sometimes in the wrong spot and I get towed.
Right. Exactly.
You just think that.
Or whoever spot you're in, is it going to be as nice as you are to this girl?
Yeah.
I might just be like, listen, no more.
Oh, if she takes my spot, I take her spot, is what I'm saying. Like, she's right next to me.
So why isn't she taking her spot? If she knows her spot's right next to you, is she that drunk, but she leaves you a note? It doesn't make any sense.
She leaves me a note the next day.
That's a Greek story.
No, she leaves me a note the next day and says, I'm sorry. She realizes the number. She's not in her spot.
So she must
we
be
have
drunk.
number spots. So she must be drinking. My buddy said she must drink. She's done it 4 or 5 times. So then I have no choice. And then I park into her spot. But I just think, because they go through our building and check.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, both of them can get towed. You know what I mean? Who knows? You're both in the wrong spot.
I guess they probably look at it and go, all right, they're swip swap, but they're, close to their spot. So I doubt they would ever tow you guys before. Yeah. And hopefully, like boot or tow or whatever, they would give you a call before they do anything like that.
They don't in our place. It happened to me one time 2 years ago, New Year's Eve, and
that's unfortunate.
I got booted, and they didn't tell us. It was just there. But no, she does it 3 or 4 times, I could say. I mean, I'm there a couple of years, not a lot, but it does happen. And I do think, I don't want to say she's drinking, but I just assume. She just pulls in and just goes one more, and then I'll come in. I'm like, Jesus. But it happens. I mean, that's the craziest thing I've had happen. And a couple of people knock at my door in the middle of the night and ask for Diane. But that's always a different story. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Wednesday. We're going to come back with some WWGD and so much more. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
My parents told me years later that I was supposed to have like leg braces.
Really? Like Forrest Gump?
Yeah, like Forrest Gump.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
Oh, man, that is great. You'll be there.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Having the time of your life is more rewarding than ever when you visit any MGM Rewards destination nationwide. Dine, stay, play, and earn on all of it. Details at MGMRewards.com. Subject to earning and redemption limitations applicable to certain purchases and in certain states.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Heavy rain through parts of the Palm Beach is making for some wet roadways. Use some extra care on the drive. Jupiter crash, right lane blocked. We're slow turnpike north after Indiantown Road. That's traffic. I'm Julie Stewart.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
Hey, it's summertime and it's hot out. You know what else should be hot? Your current financial advisor. And if you're not feeling it, then you got to make a move. You got to call Trajan Wealth today, 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Or you can stop in their West Palm Beach offices today for a free consultation. It's all free. Get some information. Sit down with one of their experts and figure out a plan that can make you reach your retirement so you don't worry. And every day when you retire, it should feel like summertime. You can play golf, hang by the pool, and just relax. And if you have a 401k, and if you're not sure what to do with it, they can also help you create a plan to get to that ultimate goal, which is your retirement, to enjoy life. You worked hard, you should be able to retire and feel free. 561-390-1000. It's 561-390-1000. Trajan Wealth. Call them today. They'll figure out a plan, and you'll get to really enjoy life. Shouldn't you really enjoy life? You worked hard your whole life. Peace. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
Hi, my name is Dan Packard. I was on my way to work, and the gentleman behind me hit me. We called Morgan & Morgan. From that moment on, everything else Morgan & Morgan took care of. Morgan & Morgan did it all with literally one phone call.
Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. And after 35 years, we now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, and the summer series continues this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, and Monroe's of Palm Beach Summer Series has got another hot DJ in the house. September 3rd, join DJ Joe Maz, pumping the energy into Monroe's with the beautiful ladies and a 5-star menu. It's Labor Day weekend. There's only one place to end the summer on a good note, and that's Monroe's of Palm Beach. Beautiful ladies surrounding you and some college football. Make sure you stop by Monroe's this weekend. Peace.
Investing is one of the ways you can help secure your financial future. Make sure you are investing with a registered investment professional who is required to act in your best interest when recommending investments to you and when investing your assets. Florida's Office of Financial Regulation has information and resources online to help you verify that you're working with a registered member of the financial services industry. Visit flofr.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Florida Office of Financial Regulation, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In office, West Palm Beach.
You may not have heard the term fiduciary, but if you're working with a financial professional, it's important to know what a fiduciary means. A fiduciary, per license, has the duty to put the client's best interests first. In other words, your interests over our own. My name is Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and as a fiduciary, we must choose the best investment product available and have reasonable basis for that advice. Most financial professionals are simply paid a commission for selling you a product. Trajan Wealth is fee only, which means we're paid a low, flat fee, and that gives us incentive to grow your portfolio because our interests are aligned. If you're working with someone who is more interested in selling you a product or seems more interested in making a quick commission, then call me, Jeff Jr., and our team of fiduciaries at Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan today at 561-390-1000 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
The News Junkie is brought to you by Gordon & Partners. ForTheInjured.com, 561-333-3333.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep so you learn to sleep better. Night after night. Sleep next level. Only from Sleep Number.
Don't miss our Labor Day special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
For you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies will remain partly cloudy as we move through our Wednesday. It's going to be windy, winds out of the south, up to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40. We do have a wind advisory in effect. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms could also move through with some of the outer rain bands of Idalia coming in. We'll continue to see the chance of a few scattered showers and storms again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's The Woody Show.
Rover's Morning Glory.
The Rod Ryan Show.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
All of the best free curated playlists. Everything that rocks. All of the great podcasts for every interest.
This is Freddie Prinze Jr. from the Wrestling with Freddie podcast.
All of the mind-blowing
Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Wednesday. Thanks for always tuning in. Don't forget, after us, it is the News Junkies and Lex and Terry. And tomorrow night at 5 o'clock, you get pregame at the Gators as they open up the 2023 campaign in Utah. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on?
And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
Break up the Yankees. They do like Detroit. Probably one of the only few people I know who do. But they won 2 in a row in Detroit. And let's go for game 3 today. Yankees, terrible season. Everything's gone wrong. Judge was injured and out 42 games. Pitching is bad. Cashman, the GM, says, you know what? It was a disastrous year. They spent millions and it just didn't work out on the field. But hopefully they can finish September decent. We'll see if there's some changes. Will Cashman get fired? Will Boone get fired? We'll see what happens. But as of now, the Yankees have won 2 in a row, so that's good news. Messi is playing tonight in Fort Lauderdale as Miami takes on Nashville, and he'll try to keep the streak going where he hasn't lost one game. And he has scored a lot of goals. I think he has 11 for the season. I could be off by 1, but I think he has 11 for the season. So hats off to Messi. We've talked about it. And has really put for the league, it's been great, for the franchise, for the game. And down here, people love it. I mean, you see Messi jerseys all over the place, the pink ones with the black number 10s on the back, and everybody seems to really enjoy it. And Hard Knocks, so far, it's been about 3-4 weeks, and it's almost over. It's been getting some good reviews and ratings from HBO. People like it, and they do like the whole Jets thing on there.
It's almost over, huh? I feel like it just started.
It's like bang. I think they do 6 total.
Okay.
Or 5, I'm not sure. They go out through the whole preseason game. This week's one will be their last week against the Giants, and I think that'll be the conclusion of it. And there was some, different things that came out with Rodgers and the coach and different players that people like. And it does make Rodgers look like a nice guy, and some people are saying it's a fluff piece for Rodgers and the Jets. But, hey, Jets didn't want to do it, but people are watching it, and they are consuming it. So hats off to Hard Knocks because it looked for a little while they weren't going to be able to get a team. They did get the Jets to do it, even if they were forced, but it worked out that the ratings are okay so far. And that is your last trifecta of the day.
Okay, well, since that is a final trifecta on a Wednesday, you know what that means. That means that's when we get into your emails. You can send those Jimmy@realradio921.com, and you are seeking specifically the man to the right of me, the wise one, Greek. This is WWGD. What would Greek do?
Get ready for WWGD. What would Greek do?
Yes.
Well, I put it this way.
The whole thing fell.
We're in here first, so we got dupes.
Can you believe people ask this guy for advice?
Male skimpy bathing suit.
Speedo.
Slang term.
Banana maggot?
I mean, really?
I love you, buddy. You're like a salmon out of water.
Dead?
Yeah, dead.
Seriously?
But they do say.
You're spelling business with one B?
It's WWGD.
Better. There you go.
Thank you. I like when you coach me.
And you can watch us, realradio921.com, Real TV, sponsored by Monroe's of Palm Beach.
Yeehaw!
First off, we've got Brian, who emails us, and Brian's getting engaged.
Oh, that's
Yay.
a great time.
Don't do it.
Is that you or a drop?
Oh, that was him, but it sounded very demonic, huh?
Yeah.
So Brian is getting engaged to his girlfriend, and he said, we talked about getting engaged. And he believes like this is happening, like we're both ready.
Great.
But he doesn't believe he has the best taste, and he wants to bring her with him to the jeweler.
Oh, I thought he meant women.
I was going to say. Doesn't have the best taste.
And jewelry and stuff.
Oh,
just
for the
things,
ring.
For the ring.
Ring.
I thought woman.
So he wants to bring her to the jeweler with him, and he is like, but my friend's like, no, just go by yourself, surprise her. He's like, I really just want her to be happy. Greek, what would you do?
This is a no-brainer. It's not anything wrong with bringing her, but before you bring her to a jeweler, you make sure she looks at rings in your price range. Because it happened to one of my buddies recently, and it was bad because she wanted a certain ring and it wasn't his range, and just couldn't get it. I've done that a couple times where I picked him out and where they picked him out.
Your ex, she designed a ring.
Yeah, she did. And we went over budget, a little bit, but I didn't mind. Not that I had a choice.
The jeweler's like, this was custom, so she designed it, you buy it.
Hey, he's like, Greek, here's the total. I'm like, wow, that looks different than what I told you. But you know what? It was worth it. Love you, Jimmy. I would definitely do that, though, with the jeweler. I would just show him, like, hey, these are the rings we're looking at, and that's that. And I don't
This is my budget. Like, tell him, like...
Yeah, I don't think she has to know the price. That's not necessary, but, she can't go in there and pick a 3-carat perfect diamond, and, it's not a good thing. But if he's admitting he doesn't have good taste, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because some people don't. If you don't know what she likes, go ahead. I don't think there's anything wrong. And I would ask her. Now, maybe she's going to say, hey, you know what? Surprise me.
Yeah. Like, I'm one who would want to be surprised.
Yeah. But...
And there's ways of doing it. You could bring up somebody that knows her taste very well. A best friend. A sister.
Mom.
Somebody like that. You can even talk to her and just be like, kind of, what's your style? What's your taste? Get an idea.
Hair shape.
I know, yeah. I mean, when we were discussing, my husband asked me questions, and that was it. And then he went out on his own, and I was very happy with what it was. I mean, these are discussions you can have, and if you want to surprise her more so, and then not bring her, then maybe take somebody who knows her very, very well. Her taste.
Yeah, it's possible. But no matter what, if he decides to go to a jewelry store, I think it's important that she stays in a range. And you talk to the jeweler and say, hey, this is where I want her to be. And I don't think there's anything wrong.
No, I don't either. But I think that's kind of takes that conversation and maybe that uncomfortable awkwardness. Like if she goes in there and picks that one, he's like, ooh, not that one.
That's my point.
That's what I'm saying. So I think maybe not bringing her would help out the situation. Jimmy, what would you do?
See, I think I've always been under the impression and felt that it should be the woman's choice a little bit more. And if you want to present, like if you want to surprise her with an engagement and have some sort of I don't want to say a dummy ring, but something in place for the surprise, and then let her pick out the ring. I've always kind of been down that road. Or at least, as you guys say, if you know what kind of ring she likes, you can go that way. I still would let her choose. I think it's something that she's the one that's going to wear it for the rest of her life, and I would want her to be happy with what it is. So I would kind of lean more that way. Now, if I knew it was somebody like Franny who says, I would rather be surprised, I mean, do you know that? Do you know that she's like that?
Yeah. And that's why a discussion maybe should be had beforehand.
And you're also very easy to please.
And if you do, and if you do know that she's the type of person that would prefer to be surprised like that, then I mean, again, both great advice. As far as asking a friend maybe that knows that she likes a whatever cut she might like, so and go down that road.
I was out with one of my buddies and his wife, and this was years ago, and it was after the time, and it just came up about engagement rings, and she goes, I really never liked my ring. And I remember he was cutting a steak, and he just stopped. He goes, what do you mean? And she was like, I don't know, it was okay, but it wasn't really what I would have picked out.
Right.
Night went totally sour.
Yeah.
It was years later. So, I mean, you got to know the person.
You do. And there's ways around it. Yeah.
Like what you just said, though, is that's what I'm saying. They have to be happy.
Maybe you have a family heirloom ring, right? That's a big thing for a lot of families. Maybe that she would like that instead, or you can take that ring and have it resized.
Yeah.
And that's whatever. You got to kind of know that.
Yeah.
And you want to start off like anything on a good foot.
Of course. All right, well, good luck, and let us know if you do get engaged. Next up, we got Steve, and Steve is like, yeah, football is here, and I love to gamble on all the football, college, pro, and it looks like he does not live in a state where it's legal, because his bookie this year says he's put me on the limit, or on a limit, and does not want me to go crazy. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know they could put you on a limit. But
yes.
I've never, I don't bet. I said, I'm not happy with that. And at least a few years, I never gave him a problem. I feel like it's going to put pressure on me knowing a number every week that I have to, this is all I get to play. Have you been in this situation with betting, G? What would you do?
Everybody should be on a limit, first of all.
Okay.
And he should be happy the bookie's doing that because he sounds like a guy with a heart. Because guys who don't have hearts just let people go renegade and they can lose 20, 30,000.
Is this common for bookies to give you a limit? Okay.
Yep. And it's good. So he's dealing with a reputable guy as far as bookmakers go. And as far as the number, bettors all say that because it's like a credit card. You get close to your amount, you get nervous. Like you can't bet anymore. Like whatever. It could be 500,000, it could be 10,000. I've heard that so much, but the guy is actually doing something good for him. And I think that's good. And if you're close to your limit, then you know what a lot of guys do is you bring them the money. And again, this is all hearsay. I don't know this to be true. And then they start it over, just like a credit card.
So say your limit's, argument's sake, 10,000. You bring him 10 grand, and then you get to bet again. But the guy's doing a good thing for him. But most bettors don't like a limit. They get pissed.
Jimmy, have anything you want to add to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't. It's not. I don't know the life, so.
All right. And then finally here, WWGD, What Would Greek Do? We've got Jessica, and Jessica's been dating her boyfriend for close to a year. And last week he found out how much she makes. And it is a lot more than he does. She's like, I feel like since he's found out that I make more money than him, it's kind of changed our relationship. And he also has mentioned to me sometimes that it would be good if I paid once in a while for dinner or different things that we do together.
Sounds familiar.
He said, she's like, I don't mind to pay once in a while, but he never said that before.
Because you never know what you made before.
He feels I should mention to him I should have before, how much I made. In the whole year, he's paid for everything for us, and he's been very generous. I'm concerned this is going to turn into an issue for us. Kind of sounds like it already has.
Yeah.
But
Too late.
WWGD, what would you do? G-Man.
I mean, money's always a tough thing with couples. It's one of the things that hurt relationships in marriage and when you're dating. Maybe once in a while she could take him out to dinner or do something nice, maybe plan a day. I don't know. But obviously, if he's saying something, and some guys don't like when women make more than them. It's an ego thing. I've heard that before. It wouldn't bother me. In fact, I would encourage it. But I just think that every once in a while do something for him. That's all. And I think it'll go away. But if he had a figure and they find out, he can't blame her because that's not her fault. That's what you thought. And then if you find out, what do you want me to do? I mean, you can't do that, but I think every once in a while it'd be nice if she picked up a tab. That's all. And again, I don't know what the difference is. Say he makes $50,000 and she makes $150,000. That's a big difference. So I could see him saying I've been doing all this or whatever. But every once in a while, I think it'd be nice if she picked up a tab. And I wouldn't address it. I would just do it on my own. Like I wanted to do something nice for you. That's all.
Jimmy, anything you want to add?
Nah, I think that's pretty much what I would say too.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that he's acting different with you now that he knows how much you made. He just assumed that you made less than him, and now he found out, and he was just like, how dare you not pay for any of our tabs? That to me is very weird. But
it does seem odd.
It does. But, as G-Man mentioned, if it just is going to make him just kind of not bring it up ever, then maybe pick up a tab or two.
Yeah, I mean, once in a while, it's nice. I mean, I don't know, do something for him. And who knows, maybe he's going through his own struggles in his own life. And maybe he's done things and put it on his credit card just to make you happy. We don't know the whole situation, but every once in a while, if she pays, it's nice.
I understand that, but doing that is not her fault either. Making him, the fact that he's charging things if he doesn't have the money to do so.
None of
which
it
we
is.
don't know. We're just assuming a lot right
Yeah,
now.
none of it's anybody's fault.
Yeah, sounds like he was under a completely different impression. I'm kind of getting that sense. Now, maybe my spidey senses are wrong on that, but it just feels like that the dude's like, wait a minute. As if he had she was almost duping him, but I don't want to assume that. I don't want to assume that Jessica was giving that bad vibe. I don't know.
Well, sometimes you just don't. I mean, I know a couple of girls that I'm friends with, and when they told me, in conversations, or whether they tried to work here or different things like that, and they told me what they were making, I was very surprised. I wasn't dating them, but I was like, great. I mean, sometimes you don't know, and sometimes you just
you
look
shouldn't know, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I'm
this
saying
is
when you're
different because they're a couple,
dating,
but
yeah. But I'm saying you can make a mistake in something like that. You might think that, but you could always tell by somebody. Maybe you could look at somebody where they live, what their lifestyle is, and maybe that would do it. But that doesn't mean anything either. They have rich parents, or somebody's helping them. You don't know that either. So I just think every once in a while it'd be good if she picked up a tab.
All right.
Simple.
Well, there you go, Jessica. I mean, obviously, if you want to stay in this relationship, you got to do what you got to do. But best of luck to Brian, Steve, and Jessica. If you ever want G-Man's advice, of course, Jimmy's and my 2 cents, you can always email us. That's Jimmy@realradio921.com for WWGD.
She should pick up dinner and then start charging them for sex. It'll be like a nice little triangle, and then everybody will be happy. You're like, I'm making some money. I'm taking you out to lunch.
Is that triangle a joke?
No,
pun?
No, I just threw it out there. I didn't want to use the word box.
Why not? You wrap it up, it's a gift.
Put a bow on it. Yeah.
That's nice.
Like we are the show right now.
It is the Penthouse. Thanks for always tuning in with us. We want to hope everybody in Tampa is okay. and want to wish them a good afternoon and hope everything works out. That's the most important thing. I want to thank Jimmy also for a great job. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Greek. Thank you, Francis. And thank you for listening. Good luck to Brian, Steve, and Jessica.
Thank you so much. And again, to our winner today, congratulations. Thanks for listening to Real Radio. Franny, thanks for all you do with the text line and just showing up every day and making this place, if it was a 9, when you walk in, it's a 10.
Thank you, G-Man. Thank you for everything on a Wednesday. Of course, Jimmy, thank you for all that you do. In front of the mic, behind the scenes, G-Man, thank you for, well, just being you, G. Just putting a smile on everybody's face. I can't stop good.
That's good enough. That's great. You can't do anything wrong.
And I know that you are such a giving person. And why don't we give the gift of parting words?
Tonight I'm going to have chicken Sinatra. One of my friends is cooking it for me, and I'm very excited.
I always hope for some kind of wisdom.
Why?
And
why the hell would you
we're
think?
getting why he's getting for dinner.
Well, I'm just curious. I never had it. I just wonder if I could.
That's all that matters. Something about Greek.
I know.
I'm having steak Sinatra.
I'm too hopeful.
You know I would let you down. It is the
You would.
Yeah, she does know that, I'm sure.
Keep the bar low. You never know. It is the Penthouse. Remember, if you're going out and your umbrella's broke, stay out of the rain. How's that? See you tomorrow, Bobcats. Meow.